Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. And the Knicks did it again. They swept the Dallas Mavericks as Kristaps Porzingis returned to Madison Square Garden. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get this thing popping. Yes, sir. Big shouts out to you. Thank you for being here with me. Subscribe to the channel. Ring that notification bell so you'll be notified anytime I go live. And yes, the Knicks pulled off another win. They defeat the Dallas Mavericks at home. And a big win, ladies and gentlemen. This was a big win. Because the Knicks needed it. You know they needed it. You know what I'm saying? This was, this was one that the Knicks definitely needed. So we're going to get this thing popping, rocking, and going. You know what I mean? And we're going to talk about this tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Look, let's go ahead and get this thing rocking. Let's go. That's the G. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, as you probably expected, Kristaps Porzingis was booed as he was announced at the Garden. KP was booed. And you know, what did you expect? Let's take a listen in to KP being booed at the Garden when he was announced. Here we go.
And forward at 7'3" from Latvia, number 6, Kristaps Porzingis.
And you hear the Garden crowd let Kristaps Porzingis have it as he entered. Kristaps Porzingis was booed, ladies and gentlemen. We expected it. We knew it. And he deserved it. And throughout the game, Kristaps Porzingis was booed all night long. Throughout the game, ladies and gentlemen. It was a great game. It was a really good game. You know what I mean? Big shots, big plays. The Knicks played with great energy all night long. The type of energy that we want the Knicks to play with every time they step on the floor. It doesn't always happen. Doesn't always happen, but it happened tonight. We got to find a way to duplicate this. We got to find a way to replicate it and bring it into every single game. And yeah, I'm happy, ladies and gentlemen. I feel good. Hopefully you feel good. And hopefully we can find a way to make this happen every single night. So let's go ahead and recap the game. All right, we're going to recap this game. And let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. Courtesy of House of Highlights. As you see, the game started off with energy as Taj Gibson got the rebound and gets it to your man, Julius Randle. But, you know, Dallas wasn't just going to lay down. Even though KP in the beginning, maybe in the first quarter, was a little bit shaken by the boos and all that kind of stuff. As you see R.J. Barrett get into the paint, lay it up. Right? You see Luka Doncic with the ball at the top of the key. He's going to do his thing. You know that. Step back, gets the foul. You know, nobody could do that like Luka. Well, I mean, people can, but man, this kid is only 20 years old. Marcus Morris gets his shot blocked. Julius Randle follows it up, lays it in, or hits the little baby back, fall back jumper. Dennis Smith Jr. had a night. He gets it off to Mitch Robinson. And boy, did we need Mitch Robinson's energy back tonight. We got Mitch Robinson's energy back tonight, and it was well needed. See, Mitch Robinson handed off to Dennis Smith Jr., who then knocks it in. Dennis Smith Jr. had a little extra pep in his step tonight. Luka with the behind the back to Finney Smith, who knocks it down for three. I think that was Tim Hardaway Jr. who knocks it down for three. You see Damian Dotson playing klepto tonight. Gets on the break and lays it in. The Knicks up 20-17. Dennis Smith Jr. got the ball with the clock running down. He pulls it from three. Bang. Dennis Smith Jr., like I said, did his thing tonight. He was playing ball tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? That back didn't bother him tonight. Right? You see big Bogdanovich get the rebound, put it back in. That's a big guy, ladies and gentlemen. He's just big. Bogdanovich again down in the post, guarded by Mitch, finds Luka on the cut, lays it in. You know what I'm saying? That's good basketball right there, ladies and gentlemen. Then you see Tim Hardaway Jr. kick it back out. They find Bogdanovich again down low. That's a big boy for Mitch to guard, but Mitch did okay. Right now, it's 30-26 in the second quarter. Tim Hardaway Jr. knocks down the fadeaway shot, clock running down. You know what I'm saying? But the Knicks weren't going to stop playing. Dennis Smith Jr. gets in the paint, finds Mitchell Robinson for the alley-oop dump, and there was a couple of those tonight. You got to love it. Again, Dennis Smith Jr. on the break finds Marcus Morris for three. Bang, knocks it in. The Knicks up 40-33. I'm sorry. Dallas Mavericks miss, but Kristaps Porzingis with a 7-3 frame taps it back in. And then you see Dallas gets the ball back. I'm sorry. I got lost there on that one because I thought KP was about to pull it, but he didn't pull it. You know what I'm saying? You see Mitchell Robinson set the screen for RJ Barrett, who finds Mitchell Robinson for the dunk. Mitchell Robinson puts it down. A few alley-oops for Mitchell Robinson tonight. We need to see more of that, ladies and gentlemen. We need to see more of that. And listen, I didn't even have time to study the box score because I had to get on so quick. Luka Doncic gets it to Kristaps Porzingis for a little pull-up. You know, but there were some things and Luka Doncic again finds Kristaps Porzingis on a break. We got to be able to cover those guys running a break. I mean, that's impressive that a 7'3" guy can outrun somebody 6'8", but, you know, you got to be able to find those guys on the break. Marcus Morris, you can't let him run past you. Luka Doncic finds Big Bogdanovich down in the post once again for the lay-in, but the Knicks weren't going to go away. You see RJ Barrett goes to the lane, missed the layup, but Mitchell Robinson puts it back in for another dunk. I don't know how many dunks Mitchell Robinson had tonight, but he had a bunch of them. RJ Barrett with the spin down the lane with the right hand. Stephen A. Smith, you're always talking about RJ Barrett in his right hand. There you go. He dunked it with the right hand. Take note of it. Dennis Smith Jr. comes in, oops it again for Mitchell Robinson. What's that? The third or fourth oop to Mitchell Robinson in this half. RJ Barrett penetrates, kicks it to Julius Randle, who knocks it down from three. And look, this was another big team effort by the Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. Another big team effort. You see Luka Doncic just make an amazing type of a shot. I mean, this guy just does some stuff that you can't believe. The Knicks up 58-53 the beginning of the third quarter. Kristaps Porzingis running the lanes, catch the ball, gets a dunk. You see Luka finds Porzingis, step back to the three, bang, knocks it down. Game is getting tighter. 63-58, Knicks up at this point. See Julius Randle finds Taj Gibson. And let me tell you what I like. I like Taj Gibson starting and Mitchell Robinson coming off the bench. I like the energy. I like it. You see RJ Barrett turn the ball over. Luka finds Finney Smith. I believe that's Finney Smith for the lay-in. RJ Barrett from three. Misses. But Dennis Smith Jr. follows it up. Like I said, he had that extra pep. And, of course, he's playing Dallas, so he wanted to show Dallas a thing or two. KP steps out. And, listen, KP got booed every time he touched the basketball. Right? Every time he touched the basketball, he got booed, and he deserved it. Good for him. Dennis Smith Jr. once again in the lane finds Bobby Portis, who knocks it down from three. The Knicks up 77-70 at this point. 3 minutes left in the third quarter. But the Mavericks weren't going away. Luka gets in the lane, lays it in over Mitchell Robinson, gets the foul. 79-75, Dennis Smith Jr. finds Damian Dotson, knocks it down from three. The Knicks go up 82-70, whatever it was. Now it's 85-78, coming down to the end of the third quarter as Luka knocks down a three. He got hot from a certain area of the floor. The Knicks were playing a zone, and he got hot. You see Julius Randle fumble his way to the basket. 87-81, New York Knicks. Luka again from that same corner. The Knicks were playing a zone. They went to a zone. I will give it to Fizdale. He's trying to mix and match the defenses. Porzingis with a follow-up. See Dennis Smith Jr. do it. Wanted to prove that he could do it too. You know, and here you go. The end of the third quarter was 87-87. The beginning of the fourth now. Took a little while for someone to finally score. And Dennis Smith Jr. had to penetrate and dish the ball off to Julius Randle to get a bucket. It's 89-87. Then Tim Hardaway Jr. comes down, ties it back up at 89. Now it's 90-90. And listen, the defense was crunching in this fourth quarter. Right? Guys are playing defense in this fourth quarter. See, Finney Smith misses, but big Bogdanovich gets the rebound and puts it back in. That's a big dude down there, guys. 92-92. Julius Randle goes to the lane, misses, but Mitchell Robinson follows it up with another dunk. It's 94-92 Knicks. And then from the corner, Tim Hardaway Jr. knocks it down to make it 95-94 Dallas. And this is when people started getting a little bit nervous. Are the Knicks going to be able to hold on? But listen, the Knicks came with energy. They came with some fire. Dennis Smith Jr. in the paint. R.J. Barrett gets his own rebound off the block and puts it back in. Dennis, Marcus Morris at the top of the key knocks it down with the assist to Frank Ntilikina. And the Knicks up 99-95. And the game is getting real tight here, ladies and gentlemen. As you see a little lay into, I don't even remember the guy's name who tipped it in. You know what I'm saying? To make it 99-97. Luka finds Finney Smith in the corner, goes baseline and lays it in. Got to be able to, oh, that was Wright. I'm sorry. Finds Lorenzo Wright in the corner, and he goes baseline and lays it in. And here you go, Julius Randle barrels over Kristaps Porzingis, who tried to take the offensive foul. Didn't work. 101-99 Knicks, and the game is here. Here we go. Luka. Tim Hardaway in the corner. Misses. Follow up by Seth Curry. No one put a body on the little guy coming down the lane. First 2 points of the game, I believe that was, but Marcus Morris says, okay, I got this. And he knocks it down from 3 to put the Knicks up 104-101 with just a few seconds left in the game. Luka comes down, takes Frank Ntilikina to the basket, lays it in. It's 104-103. And now it's nervous time. This was nervous time for me because the Knicks are a horrible shooting free throw team. And when Frank went to the line, I was like, oh, boy. Frank rattles it home. And when I seen it release his hands, I was nervous, guys. I was nervous, y'all, because it looked long. Then Frank calmly, coolly knocks down the second free throw. The Knicks are up 106-103. And for the most part, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, there was a little drama down the stretch at this part because Seth Curry, the Knicks tipped the ball out of bounds. There was 0.8 seconds left, but the Knicks were able to keep hold of the game and take this one with them. Big shout out to the Knicks. Thank you to House of Highlights. And we'll go over those highlights once again a little bit later on, ladies and gentlemen. But big win by the New York Knicks. Really big win by the New York Knicks. We definitely needed that win. Regardless of what happens later on, it feels good to know that we swept the Dallas Mavericks. You know what I'm saying? Now, this can't be the only team that we step up and play the way that we played tonight. Right? We gotta have this type of effort every single night, every single time we step on the floor. But I'm not complaining about it. I'm celebrating. Right? The last time that I got to celebrate was the last time the Knicks beat the Dallas Mavericks. You know what I'm saying? So we got to celebrate tonight. We're gonna get a chance to celebrate. So look. I don't want to get into a whole bunch of bashing the Knicks about anything just yet. Of course, we're going to talk about some of the flaws of the game and those type of things. We're going to get to all of that stuff, right? But right now, I just want to focus on the win. Tell me how you feel about the win, right? And then we can get to everything else. We got some guys in the video chat, and I do want to let you know that we have 2 screens going tonight. All right, there's 2 screens going. You can check out the video chat or you can listen to me, whichever one you want to. All right, the guys in the video chat, they'll be having a discussion. They'll be having a conversation. You can do either or. All right, so take your pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, in the way that you do it. If you look down at the bottom of your screen, if you're on a laptop, if you're on a PC, down at the bottom of your screen, there's a little briefcase. You click on that briefcase and you can click between 2 different screens. All right, and you can listen to the guys in the video chat talk, or you can just listen to me, whichever one you want to. You let me know. It's up to you. you do what you do whatever tickles your fancy. All right, I'm going to get to a couple of phone calls, then I'm going to get to the video chat, then we're going to break down the box score and the game stats and all that kind of stuff, all right? Caller, you on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping with you, my brother?
Yeah, what's good, Sim?
I'm chilling, man. I feel good. How you feeling? How you feeling, man? Let me know.
I'm feeling great.
Yes, sir. Tell me what you're seeing in this game, man, that you really like. Besides winning, of course we won. Tell me what you liked about what you saw in this game.
Man, that Frank and Mitch combo, that's a beautiful combo.
From a defensive standpoint or
they
off?
set the tone defensively, man.
Okay. Now I'm definitely with you there.
I love them two together. Dennis came out to play. Those three guys, man, the game ball for me goes to those three dudes right there.
Okay. And let me tell you what. Mitchell Robinson's energy, I mean, it's just something that we were missing throughout, from the time that he was out. It's just something that we were missing. And it was apparent. You could feel it. You could see it. Just his energy that he brings to the game. You know what I'm saying? Even coming off the bench. You know what I'm saying? He brings a different energy to the game, that the other guys don't bring. And you need it. You need it.
These four together will always have to play together in some type of combination. And for me, that's Frank, Dennis, Taj, and Mitch. Those four right there, you have to find a way to get them on the floor, mix it up. I don't know how you do it, but there's you always gotta have that four combination. Forget Bobby. Those four, one in the front court, one in the back court. Dennis could do the little pick and roll game with the lob while he penetrates. Frank could do it on the defensive end with Mitch or with Taj. I love what I saw from the front and back court with those four guys.
Yeah. Nah, without a doubt, man. I love it too, man. I love everything that I saw tonight. I mean, obviously, there's going to be parts of the game that have to be, they got to tweak. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta love what you're seeing from the Knicks tonight. They just, they played from the tip to the end with the type of energy that we've been asking for them to play with. You know what I mean? From the tip to the end, you gotta love it.
Oh, yo, one last thing before you hang up. You know what I noticed? That today they got both New York teams on national television, right? So say if the Knicks would have lost to Dallas and then the Nets would have won, you know how crazy that would have been?
Yeah. Without a doubt.
No, ugly that would have been for us?
Definitely. Without a doubt. I know how crazy that would have been, man. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Good win.
That was my last thing, but I'm
good win.
I'm happy.
Yeah, I feel you, man. The Knicks needed this one. They needed it big time. Appreciate the call, man.
Especially with the Nets playing right after them.
Yeah, exactly.
They set that up beautifully for the Knicks to look ugly.
Yep. Exactly. For the Knicks to look bad. You that's how they do. Even at halftime, the Knicks are up 5, and they talk about the Knicks for 5 minutes on how the Knicks don't have an identity, which is true.
Like 2 minutes.
Right?
Like 2 minutes. And
2 minutes.
Zach is shitting on them. Yeah, I know.
And then everything else was about Dallas and how special KP and Luka is going to be. Come on.
Now they said they got to work overtime to rewrite everything.
Right.
They were setting it up the whole week. Talking about bringing back up old news about the trade, how they didn't do this, how they didn't do that, and now look, they ate their words.
That's
They're
right.
have to eat their words because we swept them.
That's it. Hey, man, I appreciate the call, man. Appreciate the call.
All right, no doubt.
All right, peace. Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen. We swept them. We swept the Dallas Mavericks. Very good win tonight for the Knicks. Let's take a look at some of the let's just take a look at some of the numbers behind the game. Again, there's 2 screens. You guys can check out both screens. All right. I'm sure they're having a conversation in the video chat right now, so you can check out the conversation in the video chat, and then, you can come back and you can check out what I'm talking about. Okay? So, I'm going to take a second, make sure everything is right. Okay, everything is good. You guys go ahead and join that. Check out in the video chat. See what they're talking about there. The Knicks tonight, again, they defeated the Dallas Mavericks 106-103. And let's break this game down, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm excited, and I know you're excited. The Knicks did it on the glass again against the Dallas Mavericks. They grabbed 53 rebounds. The Mavericks 44. The Knicks had 20 assists. I would have liked to see more assists, but hey, I'm nitpicking. I'm nitpicking, right? The Knicks had 6 steals, 2 blocks, 15 turnovers. They kept the turnovers down. They kept it, okay, 15 ain't bad. The Knicks shot 44.7% and 43.3% from 3. And guess what? They made 81.8% of their free throws tonight. The Knicks made 82% of their free throws tonight. And I'm going to tell you something, I was wrong. If you looked at my game preview before the game, I said, listen, I'm not going to say I was wrong, but I said, you can't expect that the Knicks are going to be able to hold Dallas to 42% shooting again. Well, they did it. They held them to 42.9% from the field, 22.2% from 3. Although they got a lot of open 3-point shots, and I didn't like it. But they held them to 22.2% from 3. Dallas shot 74.2% from the free throw line. Dallas did score 50 points in the paint. The Knicks scored 44. That's a lot of points in the paint, though. All right, that we gave up. Second chance points. The Knicks had 29 second chance points. They did a good job on the offensive glass tonight. Good job on the offensive glass, and you had to do it because you didn't want Dallas to get out on the break. And if you're a bad shooting team, you got to rebound the basketball. Dallas had 23 second chance points tonight. Neither team really had a lot of fast break points. The Knicks had 5 fast break points. Dallas Mavericks had 2. All right, looking at the team leaders, the leaders of the game in points. Once again, Marcus Morris led the team in points. He's our leading scorer so far this season with 18 points per game. He had 20 tonight, and he hit what turned out to be the game-winning 3-point shot. He was solid, even through a bad shooting night. The guy was solid. You got to give him that. Luka Doncic had 33 points tonight. Dennis Smith Jr. led the team, led the Knicks in assists. He had 8. Luka Doncic had 11. Marcus Morris led the team in blocks. He had 1. Kristaps Porzingis led the Mavericks in blocks. He had 3. In rebounds, Julius Randle led the team in rebounds at 10, and Kristaps Porzingis led the Dallas Mavericks in rebounds at 11. All right, those are your team leaders for tonight. Let's keep scrolling down. Looking at the benches, this is one area. If you look at my game preview, I said we had to win the battle of the bench. Our bench had to come and play. Let's take a look at the bench. The Knicks bench scored 52 points. Dallas, they scored 29. The Knicks bench had 22 rebounds. Dallas's bench had 15. The Knicks bench had 11 assists. Dallas's bench had 5. The Knicks bench, both benches had 3 steals. All right, the Knicks only had 1 block throughout the game. The Knicks bench only had 3 turnovers, while Dallas's bench had 5. The Knicks bench shot 53.8% from the field, 42.9% from 3. They made 67% of their free throws. All right, Dallas shot 38.5% and 16.7% from 3. All right, the Knicks bench did it tonight. And we need them to come and do it every night. But, of course, coming off the bench, you had some energy coming off the bench in Mitchell Robinson and Dennis Smith Jr. Some good energy coming off the bench. Good energy coming off the bench. All right, now the Dallas starters outplayed the Knicks starters. They outscored us 74-54. The Knicks starters out-rebounded Dallas 31-29. Dallas had more assists. They had more steals. They had more blocks. They had less turnovers. The starters, that is. But their bench couldn't handle our bench. And that's okay. It's a team game. Every facet counts. It's a team game. Players of the game, the NBA players of the game, you see they got the fantasy scores up and all that kind of stuff, right? You got Luka Doncic and Dennis Smith Jr. And I'm so glad, I'm not going to lie to you, ladies and gentlemen. I am very glad that Dennis Smith Jr. was able to come back tonight and play a good game. Play a good game in the Garden. That's what I wanted. I wanted Dennis Smith Jr. to be able to come back and play a good game in the Garden. Okay, Luka had another triple-double. I mean, I'm giggling. It's just funny. He had another triple-double. He had 33 points, 10 rebounds, 11 assists, 1 block, 3 steals, and 3 turnovers. Dennis Smith Jr. tonight, he had 13 points, 6 rebounds, and 8 assists. It was, that's a nice stat line for Dennis Smith Jr. He also had 2 turnovers, but I ain't worried about those 2 turnovers. All right, Dennis Smith Jr. shot 41.7% from the field. Luka Doncic shot 43.5% from the field. You see Luka's usage rate's 37%, and Dennis Smith Jr.'s was 21.4%. But I'm just glad that Dennis Smith Jr. was able to show up and show out at the Garden. You know what I'm saying? He had energy. He had some pep in his step. Obviously, he was playing his former team, and he wanted to prove to his former team that, hey, I could ball. You're missing out on something good here. You know what I mean? So big shout out to Dennis Smith Jr. Big shout out. And look, although I'm giving Dennis Smith Jr. props, that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean I'm, not liking Frank. Frank's defense down the stretch of the game was pivotal. It was pivotal in that fourth quarter. Frank came out with 5 fouls, and he still played aggressive defense. You can't ask for much more than that. He was on the floor. He was tapping loose balls. He was scrapping and scraping for the ball. He didn't care if he fouled out. See, that's the team mentality that you've got to have to win basketball games, right? He wasn't worried about, well, I got 5 fouls, so I'm not going to play aggressive because I'm a foul out. No. He said, I'm going to play aggressive anyway. I'm going to play my style of play. This is how I play basketball. He was aggressive anyway. And it helps when you have a guy like Dennis Smith Jr. was playing well, because now he can do that, because he knows if I foul out, Dennis Smith Jr. is going to come in and ball. But I love the fact that Frank, down the stretch of the game, could still play aggressive. And Fizdale did a very good job, I thought, doing the offensive, defensive type of thing with Frank Ntilikina and Dennis Smith Jr. Thought he did a good job. You know what I'm saying? Did a very good job, doing that offensive, defensive thing with Dennis Smith Jr., Frank Ntilikina. Good team win overall. I hope that we can replicate this, but a very, very good team win. Very good team win, ladies and gentlemen. Do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel. Ring that notification bell. You'll be notified whenever I go live, drop a video, or post in my community section. So make sure you subscribe to the channel right now. Right now. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm going to get to some of the guys in the video chat. You know what I mean? And I do have 2 screens up, although these 2 guys not really talking to each other right now. Hopefully they're going to start talking soon enough so you guys can enjoy what's going on in the video chat. I'm going to come to Mark, though, and see what Mark's got to say. Mark, I hope you got your sound good, man, so people can hear you. You know what I mean? Hope you got your sound good. Let me get to you. Go ahead, Mark. How you feeling about the game? Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. You sound good. Sounds good. Sounds good. Talk to us, Mark. Talk to us. Talk to us, man. Talk to us.
Listen, I got to sit behind Reggie Miller tonight.
Okay.
Bro, watching that game close. Well, I actually snuck down there. But
yeah, I figured that. I figured that already. Don't get yourself, you don't know who's watching. Don't get yourself thrown out the Garden. Go ahead.
Let me tell you something. Watching that game, man, it was the same as the night in Dallas, man. And let me say something. Yo, listen. If we could play with a level of intensity, bro, we will look decent. And let me give props to Dennis Smith Jr. tonight.
Give it to
Let me
him.
give
Give it to
props
him.
to Marcus Morris once again for showing up because they was running the offense through him.
Uh-huh.
But when Mitch got in the game, the energy was it was different in the Garden.
Yes.
It was different. Yo, let me tell you, tonight, I ain't gonna hold you. I got it into with a family tonight, but I'll tell y'all later. But
You got
the
into
energy
it with
in the
a
Garden
family.
tonight, I swear, the Garden alone made us won that game.
Yes.
The Garden energy alone.
Yes. And look, I don't know if you got to watch my game preview, right? When I did the game preview,
yeah.
The first two things I said, one, the Knicks got to play with pride. Two, they had to feed off of the energy of the Garden because you knew it was going to be electric in the Garden tonight. Yeah. They had to feed off of that energy. You know what I'm saying? They had to feed off of it. And they did that. They fed off the energy, man.
I've been to the Garden a lot. Tonight was like something I'd never seen before. Like the type of the stuff you should have heard going against KP. I felt bad for his just him walking the streets in New York, bro. It was brutal.
You know that. You know that. Listen.
Honestly, bro, I don't think he deserved all that.
But listen.
After what I heard tonight, it was nuts. But if you would have told me Dennis Smith and Mitch, because they kind of changed the game, because the offense, when Dennis Smith was on the floor, it's a lot what Fizz wanted to run. He ran a lot of plays. Dennis Smith was running them. He wasn't thinking too much. He got to his moves such and such. But Sin, let me tell you the game changer. We hit our threes. And again, every time Dallas came back, Knicks with a timely shot. So we played with intensity. We played like Jesus Christ. Let's save this one for Fizz.
Yeah.
Let's save this for Fizz.
So listen, Mark. Here's one thing I want to say, because I want to get back to what you were saying about the Garden, the crowd, and KP. Right. In that first quarter, I feel like KP was a little bit shook. And you know what? He has the right to be. And when I say shook, I don't mean shook of the players, just a little bit rattled because of the crowd.
He was quick. He was quick. I was watching him because, number one, remember when you said in the beginning of the season, he's still not in game shape, because when you watch him, he's moving slow, but he's moving. But he's not moving in game speed.
Right.
Number two, he's just timid on his shots. It's like jitters. Because the Garden was crazy tonight. I ain't going to front. Anybody would have came in, anybody that would have left us would have came in. It was crazy, bro. It was crazy.
But here's the thing, right? This is what you need from the Garden.
Every night.
You need the crowd to shake the soul of other players in the Garden. That's what you need. You need the crowd to do that. Also, the players have to play with that type of energy. But if the players come out with that kind of energy and they're playing hard and games are like this, the crowd will shake the confidence of opposing players. They will be nervous to come into the Garden because of that energy.
Read me off the Knicks game stat, the whole overall game stat, please.
The game stat, you mean just the percentages and all that stuff?
From rebounds to field goal, from threes made.
Okay, I'll do it again. I'm going to do it again. All right, we had 53 rebounds tonight, 15 offensive.
Tonight.
Yep, 15 offensive. We needed those. 38 defensive rebounds. We had 20 assists, 6 steals, 2 blocks, 15 turnovers. We shot 44.7% from the field, 43.3% from the three-point line, and 81 points. But we also made 9 of 11 free throws.
Yeah,
right, we didn't shoot as many, but we made 9 of 11. 81.8%.
Yo, tonight was magical, bro. It like people think that I'm salty. I'm not salty. I enjoyed the win, and y'all got it. 2-0. I lost. I'll take my hits. It is what it is. I'm coming up here as a man. The Knicks got it tonight, man. And shout out to Marcus Morris, because
I'm looking,
he was the rock tonight, man.
Yeah.
Boy,
I'm looking in the chat right now, right? I'm looking in the YouTube chat, and I'm trying to find out and see who it was. Shambles said we should boo every star. Now think about this. Think about this, right? if we made it a tradition, Knicks fans everywhere, if we made it a tradition that every time a star came into the Garden, we booed them like crazy.
Sam, let me tell you what the game.
We
the
booed them like
changing point.
crazy.
Let me tell you what's crazy. If we didn't keep rooting, and you remember like when the game got close, it started to get shaky because the Knicks was just figuring out who's going to take the shot. And you know how we don't have much of our identity going through the end. If the Knicks fans didn't cheer for us instead of just like worried about things not going our way, bro, we could have lost that game.
Right.
But the energy was just there tonight, bro. It was incredible tonight.
Yeah.
It was
energy
incredible.
in the building. That's what we like to see, man. Energy in the building. We love it.
But when we hit our shots too, we look like a team. When we hit our shots, we look like a team. That's what separates a lot. Because remember, the threes we was taking, most of them was open. Some was contested. And they was just taking them. Like, when they got it, they shot it. They didn't think about it. So when we take quick threes, we have to get more possessions. That's what the Knicks got to do. We got to get more possessions. We got rebounds. We finished a lot in the paint tonight. That's another thing, too.
Yeah.
Tonight was just...
It's electric. It's electric, man. And hopefully it's electric, and hopefully we're able to take this into the next game. You know what I'm saying? That's what we got to be able to do. Let me get to a phone call, man.
I just hope everybody bring the same energy for Charlotte.
Yeah, let me get to a phone call. Do me a favor, Mark. Make sure you spark some conversations in that chat. All right, because we got two screens going tonight. All right, so I want to make sure people that go and check out the video chat, I want to make sure that they're getting some good conversations over there, right? So make sure you guys having some good conversations in that video chat. Let me get to a phone call. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
What's going on, Tim?
I'm good. What's up with you, brother? How you feeling?
I'm good.
Yo, what's going on with you, bro?
Hey, what's going on, man? It's Ryan from the room.
Yeah, so what's up? You got a comment? How you feeling about the game?
Yeah, I feel I have a lot to say about the game. You know, most of you guys, you know, touched up on, you know, a lot of the stuff that's going on with, you know, that happened with the game, and I feel like, you know, one thing that you guys didn't add, you know, another reason why Knicks won is because I think they shot like 10 more shots than Dallas. So, you know, even though it's only 10 shots, but, you know, the fact that we only won by 3, that was huge.
Okay. Yeah. Let me see. We shot 94 shots. They shot 84 shots, and we made like 8 more field goals than them as well. Yeah. Look, the Knicks were playing, I don't want to say it, the Knicks were playing without fear tonight. You know what I mean? Yep. You know, they were kind of loose. You know, they weren't playing tight. And that's what we need. You don't want them thinking about every single shot. You don't want them thinking about every single move. Dennis Smith Jr. in particular, you know, he wasn't, I came home, when I got home from basketball practice, it was the end of the first quarter. I seen him come out in the second quarter, and he wasn't playing scared, right? He was just playing the basketball game, and whatever happened. He wasn't thinking too much. Very decisive about what he was going to do. And that's exactly what you need from Dennis Smith Jr. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to say like he's a dummy or anything like that. I'm just saying any player, if they're thinking too much, they're going to make mistakes.
Yep, they're not going to perform like absolutely right. I you know, that's one thing that I think was key with you know, I mean, he brought a lot of energy just like Mitchell Robinson did. You know, those points that he scored. I mean, it was a total team effort, but you can't overlook what Dennis Smith did. You know, today, as far as you know, his decision making and playmaking ability, whether it was scoring or passing the ball. I mean, he did have 8 assists. I think he led, you know, the Knicks with the assists. Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Hey, I appreciate the call, man. I got a lot of people, and we'll make sure I get to everybody, all right?
Thank you, my man. Have a
All
good
right,
night.
man. Peace. Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen. The Knicks with a big win over the Dallas Mavericks at the Garden. 106-103. Big game, especially knowing, and, we said this the last time, but especially knowing that we have some, what do I want to say? When we have some easier games coming up, if you can say that for the Knicks. We have some easier games coming up. It's a good win to hopefully boost our confidence so we could take it into this next game. We said that the last time that the Knicks beat the Mavs. It didn't work. It didn't happen. Hopefully it happens this time. You know what I'm saying? And we don't lose that energy. You know what I mean? We don't lose that energy. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Hey, how you doing, man? This is
I'm
Jason
good.
from Queens.
How you feeling, bro?
I'm fine. What's up, Tim?
I'm good, man. You like this win tonight? What do you like most about this win tonight, man?
The number one thing I really liked about this win was I just felt like the Knicks were really connected defensively. I feel like watching the games that a lot of the hustle plays, the extra effort, those are the type of things that really make a difference in a game. Seems like a lot of times, like you watch the Knicks, like the ball bounced the wrong way, other team get the rebound that you're supposed to get. And I just really like the defensive energy that everybody put forth. Tilakina was awesome. Dennis Smith Jr., even though he may not be shooting that great, I really liked that he was involved in the game, making the right plays and just taking his time and staying within the offense and the defense. And I just felt like the Knicks were connected defensively.
Yes. And that's important. When you say the team is connected defensively, that is super, super important. You know what I mean? To be connected defensively, because when you're not connected defensively, like you always hear people say, you got to move together like it's a dance or like you're on a rope. And when you don't and it gets broken, that's when wide open shots happen. Now, there were some wide open shots tonight, but for the most part, the Knicks played pretty good defense and with a lot of hustle. And sometimes that hustle, just the hustle alone, can make up for mistakes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely agree, especially when you're playing a team like Dallas, who is a great bad shot maker, and it looks fantastic when they hit all the big shots. But there's also a lot of opportunities in offense transition because, when they miss, Luka will take half-court shots and miss them. And I just really thought the Knicks did a good job on the offensive and the defensive end, not getting rattled, not getting frustrated when things ain't go exactly the way. And it just played very loose, and I felt that the team was really tight. And also, I thought that the guys off the bench were amazing. So.
Yeah, without a doubt, man. Hey, I appreciate the call, right?
All right, no problem.
Appreciate the call, bro.
Have a good night.
Peace. Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look at the box scores real quick, and then we'll get back to a couple more phone calls. Looking at the box score tonight, we'll start with Dallas. Dorian Finney-Smith. He had 7 points. He was 75% from the field. Kristaps Porzingis, he had 20 points. He was 7 for 17 from the field, shot 41.2%. I'm pretty sure KP wanted to have, one of those monster type games, but the Knicks weren't going to let him have that in the Garden tonight. You know what I mean? They weren't going to let him have it in the Garden tonight. Dwight Powell, he had 12 points. 4 rebounds. Oh, I'm sorry. KP also had 11 rebounds. Seth Curry, his only 2 points of the game was coming down the stretch of that game where he got an offensive rebound and laid it back up. His only 2 points of the game. But hey, sometimes it's not how you score or how much you score. It's when you score. Those were 2 big points. Luka Doncic, he had a triple-double once again. He had 33 points, 10 rebounds, and 11 assists. Maxi Kleber, he played 18 minutes. He didn't do much. Boban Marjanovic, I was calling him Bogdanovich. Marjanovic, he had 10 points, 5 rebounds. And, in that first half, he was a monster down in the paint. He's so big. Deion Wright, he had 4 points. Tim Hardaway Jr., he had 12 points and 4 rebounds. All right, let's take a look at what the Knicks did on the night. Marcus Morris, he led the team in scoring. Once again, he had 20 points. He was 7 for 19 from the field. And even when he was not hitting from the field, he wasn't shooting his greatest. He was the one player that had the heart to say, I'm taking this last shot. And he knocked it down. Knocked down that three. You know what I'm saying? He had the heart to tell everybody, get out the way. I got this. And I was a little bit nervous, like, oh, snap. What he about to do? Well, what he did was knock it down. Taj Gibson, he played 15 minutes. He had 4 points and 6 rebounds. R.J. Barrett, he played 30 minutes. He had 8 points. Tonight, it's 3 for 10 from the field, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. Frank Ntilikina, he played 18 minutes, had 5 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 rebounds and 2 assists. I really love Frank Ntilikina's defense down the stretch of the game. He came in, the end of that fourth quarter when Fizz was playing. He was playing, offensive defensive, substitutions with Frank Ntilikina and Dennis Smith Jr. And Frank, he came in with his 5 fouls and still played crazy defense coming down the stretch of that game. Hustling on the floor, tapping away basketball. It's just great. You know what I'm saying? And you recognize somebody's value there. Even though he didn't have the points and the assists and all that good stuff, his defense made a difference down the end of that game. Dennis Smith Jr. had a good night, a resurgent type of a night for Dennis Smith Jr. We hope that this is a springboard, to the remainder of his season. He played 29 minutes. He had 13 points. He only shot 41.7% from the field, but we'll take it. We'll take it. You know what I'm saying? He had 6 rebounds, 8 assists. And how good was it for him to do it at the Garden? His first time returning to the court at the Garden since the home opener when he played terrible and the fans were chanting for Frank Ntilikina. For him to come back and play well tonight at the Garden, I think it means a lot to me. I know it means a lot to other fans, and I'm sure it means a lot to Dennis Smith Jr. So big shout out to Dennis Smith Jr. Mitchell Robinson, he was a ball of energy tonight. 16 points, 7 for 8 from the field. Shot 2 free throws. He made his 2 free throws. He had 8 rebounds and 1 block. He even advanced the ball up the floor one time. You know what I'm saying? So big shout out to Mitch for that. He even advanced the ball up the floor. All right, Kevin Knox didn't do too much tonight. He had 6 points, 2 for 3 from the field. That's okay. It's not going to be your night every night. Bobby Portis played his role. He had 10 points, 5 rebounds. Damian Dotson. We're going to talk about all of these guys. We're going to go down the list and talk about these guys because I like the defense that Damian Dotson brought to the game. You know what I'm saying? He hit a couple of big shots for us during this game. He had 7 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists. And shout out to my man Chester for the super chat and said, let's talk about Damian Dotson. We're going to talk about Damian Dotson. All right, and I got another super chat I want to shout out as well. As soon as I get that name, I'll get it up there. Wayne Ellington, Ignaz Brezdigas, and Alonzo Trier didn't get any minutes tonight. But we can't argue about who did or did not get minutes because we won. You know what I'm saying? We won. And when you win the game, nothing else matters. Doesn't matter who else got minutes, did not get minutes. You won the game, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I mean? And that's the important thing. All right, that's the important thing. Let me get to another phone call. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Good evening. Thanks for taking my call.
Appreciate you, my man.
Have a great show. Appreciate you taking the call.
Thank you.
I watched a little bit of the game in the fourth quarter. I'm happy to see Dennis Smith Jr. He looks a little better on defense. Still got a lot of work to do. Just the only concern I have. Hopefully, the coach doesn't, get screwed up in what lineup he wants to play going forward. Because Dennis played a pretty good game. I mean, if Dennis basically continues to play good defense, now plays even Frank on offense, then it's definitely something good to consider. But on a positive note, the coach, I'm glad he got a decent win. I've been dragging him basically all this year. Didn't like him from the beginning of last year, to tell you the truth, because he doesn't do what he said he's going to do. And And so, but I kind of believe that everyone, like, either has like a masterpiece or a bestseller in them. So I just hope, this year he makes his masterpiece team. So kind of be positive about it. Because stuck with this guy. That's basically it.
Yeah. I agree with you. Everyone does have a masterpiece in them. You know what I mean? And it's when is it going to come out? You get some people who it comes out real early in their careers or whatever they're doing. And then some people, it takes a little bit of time, for them to build up to that masterpiece. And let's hope that this season can be that masterpiece for Coach Fizdale. It's starting off rocky, but tonight, he did very well tonight. I think he did well tonight. I'm saying,
yeah, definitely.
I think he did well.
It's like it was just the whole time he's been here. It's just it was just really surprising that he's never been able to figure out like an optimal starting lineup. But he finally did. I felt like a few games ago. But then when he finally figured out like the optimal starting lineup, like he would play the second unit and he'll play them like very long in the second quarter for like he'll play them like maybe 8 minutes in the second quarter together, and then he'll play them like another 8 minutes, like let's say 4 minutes to go in the third quarter into like basically with 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and that's where like the game has been like we've been losing the game a lot, and everybody sees it, everybody complains about it, but hopefully he gets the second lineup figured out. Hopefully he kind of sticks with. I didn't see the whole game, but hopefully if he found something there now that Mitch is back to help anchor us on the defensive end, and hopefully if Dennis Smith Jr. can stay in front of his man going forward, I think we'll have something a little better.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be good.
So all right, let's talk about Mitchell Robinson for a minute. How do you feel about Taj Gibson starting, even if he only plays 15 minutes? Taj Gibson starting and then Mitchell Robinson coming off the bench. How do you feel about that?
Honestly, Mitchell Robinson obviously is a very talented player. Got a very high ceiling. But to tell you the truth, when you said it, I think you said it like in the summertime. I disagree with you. But, Mitchell does have a lot to learn, to tell you the truth. He's got a lot to learn. He's just a very talented raw player. And right now he's just going on talent and great instincts. And I do think, he can learn a lot by just sometimes sitting down, watching like Taj Gibson, like, do it always in the right place, telling everybody else what, the right thing to do, at least when he's able to. So, I mean, he's definitely got a lot to learn. And, with the way Taj Gibson is playing, I don't mind starting Taj, and then Mitchell can come off the bench. Taj is he's very efficient, very effective, even at age 34. So I definitely don't mind it.
Yeah, and there's so many little things that Taj Gibson does that Mitchell Robinson can learn from. One starting with setting screens, right? Taj Gibson does a really good job setting screens. Mitch has a little bit to learn in that area as far as setting screens. But Taj, that's something that Taj Gibson can teach him. He can see Taj Gibson do it. Someone can sit next to him on the bench and point it out and say, hey, you see the way he just set that screen? This is how we need you to set the screen. Little things like that he can pick up by watching Taj Gibson play sometimes, I like it. I like it because Mitch can come in. Mitch already plays with energy. He can come in and play with energy, and he doesn't have the pressure. One day, obviously, he's going to have to deal with that pressure. But he doesn't have the pressure of, okay, I'm the starting center. I can't foul. I can't do this because who's going to come behind me? You know what I'm saying? Kind of ease him into it. I mean,
actually,
listen.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Sorry about that.
Go ahead.
Well, so the other thing I think people tend to forget, like back in the day, I don't know, these days things are like way different, but back in the day, I remember Shawn Kemp. People forget Shawn Kemp, I think he was coming off the bench like the first 3-4 years of his career. So a lot of times, like these young players, they just have a lot to learn. If you don't know how to play the game, sometimes you're just better off just sitting down and watching, other pros do it, especially if you have a really good pro in front of you.
Yeah, and that's what it is.
I think we kind of tend to forget that. That even some of the all-time greats didn't always start in the beginning. Right,
and that's what it is. I mean, Pascal Siakam, he came off the bench his first 2 years in the league. His first year he started like 38 games. The second year he only started 5 games. his third year in the league. He's a full-time starter. Now you see what he is. And, I mean, he's 25 years old now, too. But you see what he is. So, you got to let these guys go ahead and grow naturally. But, hey, my man, I appreciate the call and the conversation, man.
All right, thanks.
Appreciate you. Have a good one. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, give me a call, 516-405-2246. A lot to get to tonight. I want to talk about Damian Dotson. I want to talk about, we talked about Mitchell Robinson. I want to talk about Elfrid Payton and where he's going to fit in when he does get back. We'll see how that's going to work out. All right, and I want to talk about Marcus Morris, and we'll get to it. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Yo, Sim, what's going on, bro? It's JJ. How's it going, man?
What's good with you, brother? I'm chilling. How are you?
Good, man. I was at the game, man. It was crazy, bro.
It was crazy, wasn't it?
Never heard an arena that loud.
Yeah, man.
It was insane, man. Oh my God. Some of the stuff I can't even say, right here.
I'm pretty sure, and I don't want you to repeat it. I don't even want you to try to say it. Don't even try to repeat it, because I know what fans were doing tonight at the Garden. I know exactly what they were doing, so don't even do it.
Yeah, one person got kicked out. It was a little too much. Like, there were kids there, and he was saying all kinds of. It was a little too much for my liking. A couple of people. Yeah, but emotions will do that. But I mean, I never heard an arena that loud before. That I've been at least. It was that. Right. It was that nuts, man.
Think about it.
I'm still hyped, man.
Well, if we get into the playoffs, imagine what it is if we get into the playoffs. I can remember when the Knicks.
You would have thought it was like Game 7 of the. Yeah, man. Like, it was that crazy, man.
I can remember when the Knicks would make the playoffs, and the one of the things that they would always say for every game.
Yeah, I know what you're gonna say. Yeah.
Is you can cut the tension with a knife. That's what you can cut the tension with a knife. That's how much energy was always in the Garden, man. We're gonna get it back.
Crazy. This game was louder than probably some teams' playoff games. As crazy as that sounds. You know what I mean? Like,
that's
you would
the
have
truth,
thought it was a playoff game.
That's the truth.
I mean, obviously a lot of it was because of the emotion and obviously KP, but just frustrating because it's a great win like last time versus Dallas. The next game, what happened? It's like, we can't lose on Saturday by 20 to Charlotte. Like, let's continue this and keep winning, man.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
We got to continue it.
We can't have another letdown.
Yeah.
You got to just continue. Everyone will say, oh, it's another win. We're playing Charlotte. Like, no, we already lost to two teams with, mediocre records by 30 points.
Yeah.
So I just want to continue this, and just obviously the arena won't be like this every game, unfortunately.
But I can tell you
what, players won't be this pumped up every game. I wish they were, and I wish it wasn't like that.
But the players, it's their job to pump themselves up every game. It's their job to pump themselves up every game, and come out with this type of energy every game.
Obviously, there's more emotion because it's KP, and the Garden gave them, emotion. But just play hard like this every night, man. Dallas is a good team. You beat them twice.
Right.
There's no reason we shouldn't beat Charlotte. And then I think we play Cleveland again. I could be wrong, but, it's like, let's give them
we play Charlotte, then we play Cleveland, and then, we play Charlotte, we play Cleveland, and then we have a tough schedule. So, we got to capitalize on it. We got to capitalize on it. Yeah. But, hey, I appreciate the call, man.
Beat Charlotte and get paid back versus Cleveland,
Yeah. All right, I appreciate the call, man. Let me get on to somebody else, but I appreciate you, bro.
All right, man.
All right, man. Peace. This is what I want to ask you guys now. And I'm going to ask this next caller. Obviously, leading up to this game, there was a lot of stuff going on with David Fizdale, Scott Perry, Steve Mills, and all that stuff. A lot of stuff going on. So my question to you is this. Did this win save Coach Fizdale's job? Or how long did it extend his job? Because I'm going to say, even if the Knicks just played well, even if we lost and we played well, Fizdale would have been, I think he would have been okay. If the Knicks had the same energy, but Luka hit a shot down the stretch to win the game or whatever, it would have been okay. So do you think that this, obviously it extends it, and if the Knicks can continue to play well, it'll continue to extend it. But do you think it saved it? This win right here, did it save his job? And did the Knicks step up for Fizdale, or did they step up simply out of pride for themselves and because KP was in town? Right, but let's start off with Fizdale. We're going to start off with that one right there. All right, caller, you on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping, man? Tell me, did this win save Fizdale's job?
Yo.
What's going on? What's up with you, man? Did this win save Coach Fizdale's job?
Man, honestly, you said that Dallas was shooting what? They shot what tonight? 40-something%?
They shot like 43%, 42.8, 42.9%.
Yeah, man, you know what? I think it did, just because as bad of a coach as Fizdale is, he's doing something on the offensive side. You know, he's pumping them up. Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm listening.
Yeah. So I don't know. He's doing something. I think it did. You know, I love what I saw again from Frank tonight. You know, dude's consistent on that end. And I'm happy for Dennis Smith. You know, he came out huge tonight. So yeah, I think Fizz, you know, if anything, Steve Mills is the guy who's got to go first. You know?
Okay. I mean, you know, Steve, you know, a lot of people always, you know, they're calling for Steve Mills and, you know, his job, because he's been the one common denominator with everything going on with the Knicks for years and years and years and years. But
right.
James Dolan is the kind of guy that likes to have somebody where he has an ear, right? Somebody there that can be his eyes and ears. So I don't think you're going to see Steve Mills go anywhere. That's just
you think
me.
Fizdale? So you think Fizdale is going to leave before Steve Mills does, and then it's up to Mills to find a replacement? You know.
Well, I mean, you know,
if that's the case.
Listen, I hope that things turn around and Fizdale does not lose his job. That's what I hope, that things turn around, he gets it together. But whatever happens, Steve Perry, I don't think is going anywhere. You know what I mean? That's James Dolan. That's his guy.
Yeah. So you don't see any big changes going on this year, right?
I'm not going to say that.
Trades.
I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say I don't see any big changes going on. I'm going to say that, you know, everything's going to depend on, you know, how this team performs, and not just wins and losses, but how they perform. Because you just never know with James Dolan. You know what I mean? He's a knee-jerk reaction type of guy. You know,
we haven't heard much from him these past couple of years, which has been good, I guess.
Well, we haven't heard much of him, but I do believe that he was the guy who prompted that press conference. You know what I'm saying? I think he was the guy who, he had a conversation with them. I guess halftime of that game, maybe, and however, I don't know how long the conversation was, but he had a conversation with them, and then the next day had another conversation with him on that Monday, the Monday after the game, had another conversation with him. I guess this conversation, they came out of the meeting believing that if we show progress, our jobs are safe. You know, so, you know, but listen, every owner is going to have some kind of a say in something.
Right.
I mean, that's only
but it's
natural.
It's got to be for the better of the team, right, in the future. This dude doesn't know what he's doing on that aspect.
Right. That's going to happen with every owner is going to have something to say somewhere. But, hey, I appreciate the call, my man. Thank you for calling in.
I appreciate you, Sim. Yo, I love the innovative, tech thing that you're doing with the split screen. I love the show, man. Keep doing your thing.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Have a good one.
All right, bro. Peace.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, there is a split screen, like my man said. All right, there's two screens going on. You can listen to the guys in the video chat. Now, I'm going to be at the video chat soon enough so I can, talk to some of these guys. I know they want to get on the show. You can listen to those guys have a conversation. They're having a conversation right now. I don't even know what they're talking about right now. If one of you guys that's in the video chat, can just kind of put in the YouTube chat what you're talking about, you know what I mean? It might entice some people to come on over there. If you're on a laptop, if you're on a computer, and you go down to the bottom of your screen, you take your mouse and hover over down the bottom of your screen, you see a little briefcase that has 2 arrows. And if you click on that briefcase, you'll be able to choose if you want to see the video chat or if you want to listen to me. All right, so go ahead and check that out. It's fun. And I'm also going to put a link in the YouTube chat so you can check out, for those who are on mobile, because it's, you can't do it on a mobile phone. If those who are on a mobile, I'm going to put a link to the chat, and then you guys can check it out as well. All right. Yeah, we're trying to be innovative and do a lot of stuff here. All right, so I just put the link in the chat. You guys can check that out. All right, the Knicks tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to be coming to the video chat in just a minute, but the Knicks defeated the Dallas Mavericks. They defeated the Dallas Mavericks at the Garden, and it was electric. So if you're just joining and you didn't get a chance to see the game, if you didn't get a chance to see the game, I don't know what you were doing. I hope it was something really, really good if you missed the game, because the game was electric. A lot of energy in the building. Right? So if you missed this game, I'm sorry. I feel sorry for you, because you shouldn't have missed this game. All right? Because this is the game that you wanted to see. All right? A lot of energy in the building. Kristaps Porzingis came to town, and listen, Luka Doncic, he had a triple-double once again tonight. He did his thing out there on the floor with a triple-double. Dennis Smith Jr., he came and he showed out tonight. He did what he was supposed to do out there on the floor. So big shout out to Dennis. Everybody on the Knicks came and played. Everybody on the Knicks came and played. Let's take a minute, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do a quick recap of the game and check this out. Big shout out to House of Hoops. All right, for the highlights. You guys know House of Highlights. I said House of Hoops. Big shout out to House of Highlights. And you see, man, there was energy right from the beginning of the game. You see Taj Gibson lose the ball, but Julius Randle follows it up. Julius Randle had 17 points tonight. The KP to Luka, and Luka down low to number 7. Number 7 lays it in. Luka had 11 assists tonight. You see RJ Barrett get into the lane and lay it in. RJ Barrett had 8 points. Didn't have the best shooting night, but he had 8 points. Luka again with the ball up at the top of the key. Gonna go for his. Luka gets the foul, puts it in. Luka had 33 points. That's a tough guy to deal with, ladies and gentlemen. No doubt about it. Marcus Morris didn't have the best shooting night tonight. Julius Randle follows it up with a little baby fadeaway jumper. Dennis Smith Jr., he came in with some energy. It's good to see him back to form. Dips it off to Mitchell Robinson for the dunk. Mitchell Robinson, that's one dunk. We're going to keep counting those. Dennis Smith Jr. in the lane. Nice little body work. Lays it in. Dennis Smith Jr. had 13 points on the night. He was actually the NBA player of the game. Luka Doncic, behind the back pass to, I'm not even sure who that is. I think that's Tim Hardaway Jr. Yep, that was Tim Hardaway Jr. who knocks down the 3. And then Damian Dotson. We're going to talk about Damian Dotson, guys. Damian Dotson, he had a good game and played well defensively. Gets the steal, goes coast to coast, and lays it in. Dennis Smith Jr. with the clock running down, pulls it up. Bang, knocks it in. You know what I mean? Hey, if Dennis Smith Jr., man, can come and bring what we thought he could bring, he could help change this season for the Knicks. Mitchell Robinson comes out. While big Marjanovic gets the rebound and lays it back in. He was big in the first half for the Dallas Mavericks because he's just a big boy to deal with. Again, Marjanovic finds Luka on the cut, lays it in. You know what I'm saying? That's a big guy to deal with. And he can pass, ladies and gentlemen. That's the one thing about him. Again, Marjanovic down in the post. The Mavs had 50 points in the paint tonight. All right? The Knicks had 44 themselves, but the Mavs had 50 points in the paint. Out to Tim Hardaway Jr. with the shot clock at 7. He knocks it down. The Knicks up 30-28 at this point. Dennis Smith Jr. with the screen for Mitchell Robinson. Boom! That's number 2 for Mitchell Robinson. Keep count with me, ladies and gentlemen, because Mitchell Robinson's going to get a few of them on the night. Dennis Smith Jr. gets the ball to Marcus Morris. Bang! That won't be the only 3 that you see from Marcus Morris tonight. Trust me. All right, trust me on that one. Dennis Smith Jr. Tim Hardaway Jr., too many juniors. Missed the free throw, followed up by KP. All right. At the top of the key, KP gets the ball off to, I'm not even sure who that is. I can't see the number. Can't see who it is. But anyway, he goes to the basket and he lays it in. I only know Nick guys. You know me. Mitchell Robinson gets the ball over to RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett in the lane. Bam! That's number 3 for Mitchell Robinson. All right, Mitchell Robinson shot like 87% from the field or something because all of his shots were at the rim. You see Luka finds KP. KP knocks down the little mid-range jump shot. All right, KP, he had 20 points on the night or whatever he had. KP down the lane. Now, listen, you can't let that guy just run the lane and score on you. You know what I'm saying? I don't care who you are. You can't let it happen. Luka finds Marjanovic in the paint once again, who lays it in. That is a big dude and a tough guy for anybody to handle, much less a skinny Mitchell Robinson. You know what I'm saying? And you see RJ Barrett goes to the lane. Mitchell Robinson catches his, I think that's the fourth one. I think I lost count. Catches another one, though, ladies and gentlemen. Right? You see RJ Barrett, bam, with the right hand. And I'm dedicating that one to Stephen A. Smith, because he's always telling RJ Barrett to show him the right hand. Well, he's just showed you the right hand. And then once again, Dennis Smith Jr. to Mitchell Robinson. I think that's about 5 of them in the first half. 5 alley-oops to Mitchell Robinson in the first half. Man, I'm going to tell you, if this becomes a staple of the offense, watch out. Julius Randle knocks down the 3. It's 57-48 Knicks coming down the end of the third quarter. KP gets it back to Luka. He tries to get the foul. Actually, he did get the foul over a little crafty move, and that's Luka for you. Craftiness personified. KP goes to the cup off the screen and roll, gets the dunk. And you see the Knicks right now with KP in the corner. He steps back. Bam, knocks it down. It's 63-58. Knicks are up in the third quarter. Right? Julius Randle finds Taj. Taj goes, takes it in the paint strong, lays it in. I like Taj Gibson in the starting lineup with Mitchell Robinson coming off the bench. I just like the energy that we get with Mitch coming off the bench. All right, you see, on the fast break, the Mavs get a couple of fast break points. I think they only had like 2 or 3 on the night. Dennis Smith Jr., and there you go. Listen, he had energy tonight. He follows it up with the big dunk, you know what I mean, to keep the electricity in the guard going. And that guy, KP, he missed it. He missed the 3. But listen, he got booed all night long. And I think it shook him in the first half. I really do. Bobby Portis knocks down the 3 as the Knicks are up 77-70. You see Luka getting the screen, going one-on-one. It's going to be tough for Mitch to have to stop him out there in the paint. And Mitch can play defense, but it's going to be tough for him to stop Luka out there. Damian Dotson with a big 3 to help extend the lead for the Knicks. Told you Damian Dotson played some good, valuable minutes tonight on the defensive end and offensive end. Then all of a sudden, Luka finds a spot. He gets comfortable from the spot. All right, so he knocks one down there. Julius Randle fumbles his way to the basket. At least it looks like he fumbled his way to the basket and puts that one in. Knicks up 87-81. Luka finds that spot again. Knocks it down 87-84 now. The game is getting tight. End of the third. Bang. No. Kristaps Porzingis follows it up. It's 87-87 at the end of the third quarter. The game is tight. The Knicks, who had a double-digit lead, let the Mavs back in. Neither team scored until about 10 minutes into the fourth quarter, 89-87, as Dennis Smith Jr. finds Julius Randle, and then who was that? Tim Hardaway Jr. goes to the basket. All these juniors, man, makes me get tongue-tied. All right, let me get a senior in there. Morris Sr. knocks down the mid-range. There, that's better. Again, Dallas comes back, and big Marjanovic follows it up. It's 92-92. The game is tight. Julius Randle misses the floater, but Mitchell Robinson with the big dunk. And dare I say, all of his baskets were dunks tonight? I think he was 7 for 8 from the field. Mitchell Robinson did his thing tonight, brought a lot of energy to the game. 95-94, the Dallas Mavericks are up. But Mitchell Robinson wasn't letting that mid-range go. Dennis Smith Jr. comes to the basket, kicks it out to RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett goes in, gets blocked, gets it back, puts it back in. Put the Knicks back up 96-95. Marcus Morris Sr. knocks it down from 3 to give the Knicks a 4-point lead, and it gave the Knicks a little bit of cushion you needed in this game because it was tight. But then you let a tip play off of the inbounds go, It's going to happen, though. That's good basketball. 99-97 Knicks. And then, right, he goes baseline, lays it in 99-99 with 2 minutes left. With 1:36 left is 99-99. Julius Randle plows over Kristaps Porzingis, who was trying to take the offensive foul, but he didn't get it. It's 101-99 Knicks. Now the game is tight. Luka guarded by Frank, and Frank actually did a good job on Luka. You know what I'm saying? It's just Luka. It's Luka. But in this play right here, as Tim Hardaway Jr. misses the three, you let Seth Curry get the rebound, and then Marcus Morris comes down, clears everybody out, knocks down a big three, and the Knicks are up 104-101. And then here, Frank playing tight on Luka, but Luka takes it right to the cup, lays it in. It's 104-103 Knicks. And then at this point, I'm a little bit nervous because, the Knicks shoot 67%, 64% from the free throw line. So now I'm nervous. Frank's going to the line. First one, it looked long, but it rattled in. And I took a deep breath. And I was like, please make this second one. Please make it. Bang. He smoothly knocks it down. The Knicks up 106-103. And you thought the game was over from here. But apparently, the ball was tipped. There was 0.8 seconds left. But no matter. Marcus Morris gets his hand in the way, knocks it out the way. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. The Knicks pull out a good one. And, big shout out to House of Highlights. So go ahead and subscribe to House of Highlights. You know what I mean? Subscribe to House of Highlights, and yeah, you'll like House of Highlights. Highlights of just about every game, not just about, of every game in the NBA. All right, so the Knicks pull out a big win versus the Dallas Mavericks at home, and we're hoping that this win is going to change the Knicks' fortunes during this season, ladies and gentlemen, and it's exactly what we need. We need these fortunes to change. Right? We need these fortunes to change. Let me get over here and talk to the guys in the video chat, man. Pickpocket95 said, y'all gonna thumbs up the stream. My man Sim is constantly grinding for us in the Knicks every night. Big shout out to you, man. Hit me with them thumbs up. I appreciate you guys. Hit me with the thumbs up. Thank you. All right, let me get over here, man, to this chat. We got some guys that I didn't get a chance to talk to. I've been taking phone calls and doing all this other stuff. I see Guillermo just made his way home, probably from the Garden or something like that. So, Guillermo, I see you just got in. You just got into your super bionic chair. You know what I mean? Let me say what's up to you, man. Guillermo, what's popping, brother? How you feeling? I can't hear you, man. I don't know if you got yourself muted or not. I can't hear you. Nope. Think you got yourself muted. Let me go to Kareem. Kareem, what's good, bro?
What's up, Sam? How's it going, man?
I'm chilling, man. I feel good.
I spent the last, I don't know how long we've been on here, but I spent that duration of time clowning Mark.
Uh-huh.
Because he talking about, KP got to get in it. We not trying to hear none of that.
He said, KP what?
KP got to get in the shade. He ain't in game state yet. He ain't in the game state yet. And I came to the game to see my boo.
Right. That's Mark.
You got your favorite jersey on, your favorite jean jersey combination. KP.
Right. So let me ask you, man, is Fizdale's job saved after tonight? Did they save his job?
Yeah, his job. I feel his job is safe for now, man. But we got to stop the antics, man. It's like a big Hollywood production right now, man. Like, the way they came out on that press conference was unprofessional and unwarranted. Because my thing is like this, even though we were losing games, we got to factor in. We had one point guard for a stretch of games. Like, we had a lot of injury. You understand what I'm saying? Like, let's just be fair, man. And like we fire Fizdale, man. We setting the franchise back some. Who's gonna want to come here?
Nah, I feel you. I get it. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I don't think it's going to be anything that's like right there. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be anything that's just...
We need to start a Fire Steve Mills campaign. How about that?
Yo, like I was just saying to the last caller, man.
You got to go.
Yeah, like I was saying with the last quarter, man. I don't think, James Dolan is not firing. I don't think he's firing Steve
That's his
Mills.
boy.
Man.
That's his boy. That's
he's
his
not firing
lapdog.
him. Yeah, he's not gonna fire him. You know what I mean?
And you
that's
noticed
his eyes
during
and
that
ears.
press conference, Scott Perry didn't speak once. Scott Perry just stood there.
If you watch the full, he did speak a little bit, but not as much as Steve Mills. Yeah, he did speak. If you watch the full one, he spoke a little bit.
He said what he had to say.
Huh? What'd you say?
He said, all right, you can talk.
Right.
Say what you want to say.
Yeah, man. But hey.
Yeah, but I was excited, man. This is a great game.
Mm-hmm.
We need some continuity, though, man. We need to keep this up.
We need to keep it up. And we play Charlotte. Now, here's the thing that's really good about us playing Charlotte in the next game. You know, we won a big game at home.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We won a really big game at home. The crowd was electric. The Garden was electric. And now Charlotte is coming in after this game where the crowd should come in with that same electricity.
Same type energy, exactly.
That same energy, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because they're still gonna feel that energy from this game. You know, so if they can, they come in with that same energy and we can feed off that energy again. That's what teams are gonna have to do. They gotta feed off that energy once again. You know, they can feed off that energy again.
And you know what I always say, Sim, too, man? When we gotta take advantage of the teams that don't have a group of good 4s and 5s, because we're real heavy in that area. We need to take advantage of that, and that's what we did tonight. This is a team that has a horrible. They don't really have that in depth, so we took advantage of that. Those games, we need to pounce on those teams.
Right.
And just slaughter them.
Right. Nah, I'm with you 100%. And that's what we got to do, because there's going to be a lot of good teams that we come up against. You know what I mean? That it's not going to be as easy. You know, none of the games are going to be easy, but obviously it's not going to be as easy. You know what I'm saying?
So you know what that means, right, Sim?
What's that?
They got to give me an Exhibition 10 contract. I'm back in the league, baby. What's up?
There you go. I feel you. Give you that contract.
2 minutes before I got to sit down and eat a snack with some Gatorade. I give you a strong 2 minutes, though.
Strong 2 minutes.
Each quarter, strong 2 minutes.
Strong 2 minutes. Pick up 6 fouls.
Yeah, definitely. Give me a oxygen mask in the corner. No, I'm good.
Yeah,
you got to sign your boy.
All right.
I make a hell of I wash good towels. I get you your Gatorade. I'm good. I'm good in that area, man.
Yeah. Get him on coming to you, man. What's going on, man?
Can you hear me, Sim?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yo, all right. Yeah, I was fortunate to get to the game, man. Bruh, I mean, that's probably, in terms of the atmosphere, that's probably the best game.
Oh, we lost Guillermo, so let me get back around. I don't know. Guillermo's having some connection issues. All right. I got Evergreen here. Evergreen, what's going on, man? Can you hear me?
Hey, I got you. What's going on,
Yeah,
Sam?
what's good with you, bro? How you feel about the game tonight, man? I want to ask you about Damian Dotson's contribution. How you feel about his contribution tonight?
So I got the box score. Right now. Everybody's talking about Dotson had a good game. I think he might have had a good game on a defensive end, because on the offensive end, he went 3 for 8.
3 for 8
from the field, 1 for 5 from 3. 4 rebounds with like 3 steals and 3 assists. So the defensive end was good. He was plus on the defensive end, but we still got this shooting issue. That needs to be addressed. And Dotson wasn't getting it done. I'm a negative Nancy when it comes to a lot of things, especially on the analytics side. Dotson needs to get done. Dotson needs to get done. That's really it, you know. But overall, on the defensive end, I'm all about it. I like the way he kind of put a lot of pressure in his 20-something minutes. He put a lot of pressure on Tim Hardaway and forced a lot of bad threes Hardaway. So I like that what he was on the defensive end, but I'm not sure if Dotson is, he still got a little work to do on the offensive end with dropping buckets. Yeah. The buckets he did drop though was all clean and and all smooth buckets wide open. But he needs to take he needs to get a better selection of buckets.
Yeah. The one thing I say about, with Dotson is this. If like Wayne Ellington, he ain't shooting good. So if you're gonna have one of them guards that's not shooting good in the game, you might as well have Damian Dotson, because at least he has more energy and is gonna play on the defensive end better than Wayne Ellington. You know what I mean?
My biggest issue with this whole thing with these lineups is it's not. A lot of people want to disagree with me when I say this, but I don't necessarily think that should have like a set starting five or set for people coming off the bench. I think, just like Kareem was saying, we should have the ability to exploit certain teams based off of, like, let's be real, everybody we got is all specialists at something, right? So we should look at what they have, what the other team has on the offensive, figure out how we can counteract that, and vice versa on the defensive end, right? So, like, for example, I'm cool with either Taj or Mitchell starting. It don't matter. It all depends on what the game plan is on how we're going to attack them on the offensive and defensive end. So, like, for example, if we're playing Houston, I'm starting Frank at the 1 for defense against Russell Westbrook. Like, so I want to get out of this idea. Like, I love what Fizdale did today on how he incorporated all of his, all the substitutions. Looks like Frank started. He came out the game real quick, and SJ went right in. And as soon as as soon as Doncic started getting hot, it's like, all right, let's put Frank back in and try to put some control in. Let's put Frank and DSJ in at the same time to kind of stop their shooting, and it helped a lot. It helped out a lot because as I'm looking at the box score right now, like, Curry went 0 for 4. Luka Doncic went 3 for 12 from 3-point line. Tim Hardaway went 2 for 7. So, like, we kind of picked up a little bit on the defensive end. And I think the way he's going to add in those substitutions throughout the whole season is what's really going to be pivotal for us. So let's not worry about who's going to start, who's off the bench. Let's not worry about who's going to get on a specific lineup and maintain that continuity of the lineup. Because everybody on this, it's all a bunch of specialists. All of them can contribute and attack other teams in many different ways. So
okay. Now, I get that. I understand that. I just sometimes feel like the consistency of knowing, just knowing, okay, I'm starting the game. This 5 is starting the game. This 5 is coming off the bench. I feel like it helps a team. But I understand what you're saying, that we don't have 5 players that's just good enough to say this is straight up your starting group. You know what I'm saying? I get that. That.
Especially when Mitchell Robinson comes in and so he don't play that many minutes and he fouls out real quick in the middle of the third. Like, you can't really count on him to start like that. It's just, and then same thing with Frank. Frank, played his butt off and still maintain that continuity with 5 fouls at the end of the game. But we can't always count on that. I mean, those 5 fouls were really quick, and Doncic went, 10, he got 10 points from the line. He went 10 for 13 from the line. Like, that's the reason he got that triple-double right there. Those 10 points from the line were all silly fouls. So now that we have all these players that can do different things, like, allow them to figure out what the matchup is and allow them to play that way, as opposed to just like, yo, you're the bona fide starter.
Yeah. So I hear you. Definitely, man. Let me get to Guillermo. And then after we get to Guillermo, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna listen to Dennis Smith Jr. Then I'm gonna get to some other guys in the chat. We got a lot of people in here tonight. Skills, I'm gonna get to you. Isaiah, Nate, I'm gonna get to you guys. So don't think I forgot about you. All right. Guillermo, what's good, man?
Yo, man. Like I said, I'm sorry about that. I clicked backwards on my browser, so it went to another screen. But
no, it's good.
That was the best game outside of. I went to the Pacers game that we won. The one Pacers game we won, where Prigioni hit like those 2 threes or 6 points, whatever he had. Outside of that, this was probably the best game I've been to, atmosphere wise. When I'm talking about, we got into KP's head, man. Go watch KP. The only time he got confident was when Luka Doncic, I think it was when he hit the three. I want to say in the late third quarter or the fourth quarter. I can't remember. Late third or early fourth, where he hit a big three, and they came back down, and people were saying it was like a dead ball, and people were screaming, "KP sucks," and he was nodding his head. But the whole game, he didn't seem confident like that, bro.
No, he didn't.
And it showed. Look at his numbers. You know what I mean? Look, KP's a talented player, but he ain't a number one guy, and the Knicks got in his head. Now, this is what I'll say about the Knicks, man. This is what is annoying about the Knicks. We came out today. You saw what Fizdale was running. He ran the pick and roll for DSJ. You know what I mean? And that worked effectively. DSJ and Mitchell Robinson, when you have guys who can set picks correctly, just to create that extra space and allow the guy to penetrate, things can happen. When you get guys to work in space, when you get a mismatch in terms of their defensive stances versus yours, things can happen. And Fizdale has to remember that. I don't know why he doesn't run more off-ball stuff. You know, Dotson hit a few threes, or I think 1 or 2 threes, maybe 1 3.
Even though he hit a three in the guy's face.
Knox hit a three in the corner. Get your guys open. Look, you don't have a team of world beaters. This is not the 2012, 2013 Heat where you had 3 superstars who can all beat their guys one-on-one. Get guys open, man. Like I want to say this was a good display by the Knicks because it's a win. But when you look at the finer things, did we just play up because it's KP again? Because, again, this is the same Knicks that we'll do this, but then we'll lose to the Cavaliers by 20. You know what I mean? So it just gets me so angry because I watched this team. You saw guys getting the ball around. I mean, Randall just still gets me pissed. But even DSJ, I mean, I got to give DSJ tonight. He played within his game. I know he hit the 2 threes, whatever. But when he was able to dribble, drive, penetrate, and trap the guy on his hip to kind of, you know, dribble with the guy on his hip and then make the little floaters or little shots down low. Even when I think he drew that foul with that little – the turnaround and stayed on his foot and then went back up. Things like that. Get your guys into positions where you could bring out their strengths. DSJ was doing that. I mean, Morris was still trying to do his little Kobe thing. That 3 at the end, Lord Jesus, it was so ill-advised, but it went in.
Big.
And to me, if you want to take bad shots, you better make your shots, bro. If you're gonna take bad shots, you better make your shots. So,
I say this. I'll say this. If anybody on that floor was going to take it, I would have felt most comfortable with Morris taking it.
Yeah, most definitely. Definitely. I mean, and I'll say this tonight, man. The Knicks, this is why I get mad at the Knicks, right? The Knicks should have an underdog mentality every night. Because I'm sorry, Sim, I know people are going to kill me, like some people in the chat. When I was there watching up close, it may be hard to see it on TV. Especially when they showed on the big screen, the calls they were calling against the Knicks, especially on Frank, those fouls were not fouls, Sim. They were giving it so that Doncic could, you know, get his points, look good, maybe have a close game, draw more viewers in. But those fouls they were calling on Frank, man, Sim, and on some other players on the team, those were definitely not fouls. So the Knicks got to take it like, we're not going to get help from the refs. We're not going to get help from the NBA. We got to go out every night like everybody's counting against us. And that's the case, man. That is the case. But, you know, look, I'm happy that we got the win. We made some big defensive stops at times. You know, again, KP, I'm not taking anything away from him. I think he could be a top-notch complimentary player. But I think every night, if we could get into people's heads, man, the thing that Knicks got to do, we got to turn the Garden into the Garden back again. Because people think about, the Mecca. But these younger kids don't give 2 Fs about it, man. But when you can get in somebody's head like KP, if you could get that, I'm not saying you do it every night. It's impossible to probably do it every night unless we're winning every night. But we got to do it to where we can get into people's heads. Now, Mark was there too, and he said they was throwing some racist chants and stuff. I ain't going that far. But tonight when I saw other kids little 8-year-old kids calling KP an a-hole and saying KP sucks, man, that brought tears to my eyes, man. I was like, if we can turn this place into a fortress where we can just get at people, get in people's heads and play smart basketball, we could turn the Mecca back into what it used to be, man. Obviously, it comes with wins and playoffs and stuff, but you know who I chalk this game up to, man? I chalk it up to the fans, man. I know obviously we didn't shoot any shots or anything, but I chalk up to the fans because all throughout the game, even when Doncic had that series of 3 threes where he just came down and just knocked it back to back. That could have easily knocked us out. But every time KP had the ball, Sim, if you saw his face up close, man, I wish I had a video. I mean, he did not look comfortable, man.
I could see his body. I could see his body language I could see his body language from afar, from the television. He did not look comfortable. He did not look
Only
comfortable.
time he looked comfortable, he had that little putback dunk. I think it was at the end of the second quarter, if I remember. The little putback dunk. It was at the end of one of the quarters. I can't remember. That's when he got his little confidence. And then when he was open with the three, other than that, Sim, when we played him straight up, and then another thing that gets me pissed about this stuff, our pick and roll defense was probably a lot better than I've seen in other games, man. The focus was there. I don't understand.
Okay. So let me ask you. But let me ask you, because you got to have a starting point. You got to have a starting point, right? You got to have a starting point. The first game, the first time we played Dallas, it obviously wasn't the starting point. But you got to have a starting point. When you're growing, there's going to be ups and downs, just like a kid, right? A kid is growing up, becoming an adult. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to make the same mistakes twice, sometimes 3 times before you learn.
I understand, Sim. I agree with you 1,000%. But you know what it scares me about?
But my question
is,
this
when we want to play up to the competition. That's the scary thing.
But maybe, but what if that's still part of the learning curve?
It's tough because I'll give you an example, right? And I love going back to the example. When we had that Knicks team back in right before Melo came, we had Gallinari developing. I studied that team so much. That was one of my favorite teams to watch. You know when their turning point was? The turning point was when they went over to the Clippers, right? And they played the Clippers. That was when Blake Griffin dunked on Mozgov or Gallinari. I think it was Mozgov. But in that game, you saw them click perfectly because that's when Gallinari started going to the basket. And that offense all around was clicking. When I watched this game tonight, I didn't see something where everybody necessarily, like, there was a rhyme and a natural flow of like, oh, we get it now. Now we know what the offense is supposed to be. Look, Morris went 5 from 7 from 3. Somebody please correct me if I'm wrong. Again, that's a ridiculously good game from. But
my question is, my question is not just this game. You're talking about the inconsistencies, right? But what if these games, when they are consistent, are building blocks, and then they, you have it and then you don't have it, you have it then you don't have it. And then one day you're waiting for it to click, and then one day it does click. But we're frustrated getting to that point. But, what if we are just frustrated while we're waiting for us to get to that point? But you got to have a growth process. Is this just part of the growth process?
So let me.
Is this a growth process to everything, right?
I'll answer that question with a question to you, Sim, because you're the coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't agree necessarily, but maybe you can help me. Can you show me at least 3 things that you saw team-wise that you said, okay, now they get it? There's something that's clicking. I'm not just talking about, because remember, the Mavericks shot, if Mark can correct me, I think the Mavericks shot 23% from 3, which is terrible. Was that because there was really good defense on the perimeter? Or is it because they just had a bad shoot night? So if you could give me 3 factors, or even 2 factors that you said, I saw these 2 things and it's starting to click. Because we got hope.
But what I'm saying is that I'm not saying, okay, I seen this and I can see that this is starting to click, right? But you could obviously, you just talked about a few things that happened good tonight. You talked about the pick and roll defense, right? You talked about that. Obviously the energy, coming with, a different type of energy into the building, right? And I'm not saying that, okay, so now we see everything is clicking, but there's a growth process to everything. To everything that you ever seen developed, there's a growth process. And you don't know what that growth process is until you get to the end point. That's what's scary about, especially, but hold up. Especially when you're talking about human development. And I'm not trying to get too psychoanalytical, right? But when you're talking about human development, you don't know what the growth process is or was until you get to the end point. That's what's crazy about humans and people, because people go through all sorts of different things in their life until they can finally put it all together. And then all of a sudden you have this human being that is, you have this good human being that has wisdom and knowledge on certain things because they went through a growth process. And some of that growth process is making sometimes the same mistakes 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. And making all these different mistakes and doing these different things. And then finally they get to a point. Every person has a different growth process. Any basketball team is going to have a different growth process. So we won't know what that growth process is until they get to the end point. So let's just say, for instance, we're speaking hypothetically now, right? Let's say at the end of the year, the Knicks went on a 15-game win streak. right? And they were challenging, and because of that 15-game win streak, they challenged for the playoffs. They missed the playoffs by 2 games. People will say, all of that stuff that happened in the beginning of the season made them stronger, made them better, right? And they fought through it, and they grew, and they became a better team. That's what would be said, but we don't know that now. So I'm just saying, is it part of the growth process?
I don't disagree with what you're saying. I'm with you on that, right? But again, like I said, when I point out those factors, right? We've played good pick and roll defense before, especially in the Chicago game. We've played that. We played up to the games because they were, the Portis game, Chicago, or the I guess the Mavs game. These guys, I want to agree with you 1,000%. I by no means am I shunning it and saying there is no development. But we have to go tomorrow into Charlotte, and not necessarily a win, even though if we play like this, we should beat Charlotte. But it has to be that focus, right? Like this is the thing I'm saying, right? I don't want it to be that we only play this well when we're playing up to a team because there's some type of special connection. KP's in the building, the crowd is into it. We just want to kill KP, and the team is feeding off of us, which is beautiful. But we also need those boring wins where the system works and it's not pretty, or it's not some guy hitting, scoring 40 points, but it's effective. And I'm just saying, that's all I want to see. When we play, I think we play Charlotte tomorrow, whatever. I want to see that, man. I just don't want this to be that we have to play up to a team, and that's the only time we perform. Because this team, like I said, we're not as bad as our losses say. We're not an 8-loss, or was it 8-9 loss? We're not an 8-loss team. When I watch this team, and regardless of if we have 8 forwards or whatever, we're not that type of team. So every night I'm questioning these guys. Is like, why can't you just translate even just the effort to other games consistently? You know what I mean? The Cavaliers should not be beating us by 36.
Right. And I agree with you. But sometimes in some people, in order to know, for some kids, in order to know that you can't touch something that's hot, and your parents might tell you as many times, they might tell you a whole lot of times, don't touch that stove, it's hot. Don't touch that stove, it's hot.
No, you're right.
And then the kid goes up and they touch the stove anyway, and they get burnt, right? And they may even go back and touch it again because they didn't believe it the first time. Touch it with the other hand. Well, maybe this hand doesn't get burnt, and touch it again. And then, after a while, they're like, I got these calluses on my fingertips, and my fingertips hurt, and I got to put stuff on my fingers. I'm not touching that stove again. Sometimes you got to dip into that well a couple times before you learn. But I do want to say this. I do want to say this to you, Guillermo. I feel really good tonight. The Knicks got a big win. And watch this. He's going to get mad. Hold on. Let me finish. The Knicks got a big win. And he's going to get mad at me because I'm going to cut him off after I say this. And Melo is on a team. There we go. Let me get to my next person. Skills, I'm coming to you. Skills, what's going on with you, bro?
Yo, what's going on, my brother?
I'm good. How you feeling?
Good, man. Good. You know how I'm feeling after that win. I'm loving it. I'm loving life.
Yeah, man. Big win. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty fire.
Yeah. Let me ask you. Dennis Smith Jr. played well tonight.
That's right.
He looked, he had better energy. His back, he looked like he had some spring in his step. Obviously, we were playing the Dallas Mavericks, and this was a team that, he used to play for and all that stuff. Yeah, team we beat twice, but a team we used to play for. Is Dennis Smith Jr., I don't want to say back, but is he now ready?
He looked good.
Mm-hmm.
But after the whole depression and everything, I don't know. But maybe he looked good, so I'm saying My thing is my answer to that question is But the whole bench, everybody, even Portis had 10 points. I like that the whole bench came out with not the whole bench, but people in the bench came out with double-digit figures. I like that.
Mm-hmm. Will he, when we play Charlotte in 2 days. Right? We play Charlotte. What's today? Today's Thursday. We play Charlotte. When do we play Charlotte? Saturday?
Yeah, today's Friday already. It's
Friday now. Yeah, it's Friday now. Right? So can Dennis Smith Jr. do the same thing? Can he come out?
I would like
can he
him
come
to
out and play a
start
good game?
to get a fast offensive start going, and then if we start getting behind, then like maybe start Frank in the second half, or maybe even early late in the second quarter. That's what I would say, in my opinion. But I would like to see him shine though.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see him shine too. I just hope that he can repeat what he did tonight and start to play. Because Dennis Smith Jr. was one of those guys. Yeah, he was one of those guys that we said Dennis Smith Jr. needs to take a step forward if the Knicks wanted to contend for a playoff spot. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And look, people
Dennis
can say
that guy.
Yeah. Hopefully, if Dennis Smith Jr. can, let's hope that he can get it together and continue to step forward. And maybe he's got his mind right. We don't know. I haven't heard anything about, what the cause was with the death of his stepmother and all that kind of stuff. And we don't know. I don't know if it was something lingering from the only thing that I did hear is that it wasn't, that it was sudden. Right,
Yeah,
but I don't know.
That. You never expect that.
Right,
like
so I don't know, but I don't know if there was something lingering before, and then it happened, or what. So we don't know what his mental state was. You know what I mean? And maybe now, his mental state. Hopefully, his mental state is clearer. He's able to just put his energy into the team. You know what I mean? I want to take a second though and listen to Dennis Smith Jr. All right, he was the NBA Player of the Game. And I want to hear what Dennis Smith Jr. has to say, ladies and gentlemen, because the Knicks are going to need this kid without a doubt. The Knicks need Dennis Smith Jr. If they're going to try to do anything. Dennis Smith Jr. is a key to everything that the Knicks would be trying to do this season. You know what I mean? So they've really got. We need Dennis Smith Jr. to step up, and he did that tonight. So let's take a listen to Dennis Smith Jr. You know what I mean? As he talks about his game tonight. And, let's go.
It was it definitely helped to see one go in. I think that was major for me. Worked real hard this summer, so, everybody on the team telling me just keep trusting it, and what happened. Grateful. Glad to be playing. Glad to be out with these guys. Glad to have people that believe in me. Just a lot of gratitude. It's just the win that helps. They definitely believe me. I'm aware of that, but it's just getting this win at home is major for us because we struggled with that for a little while. So this was really big for us. Super important. We've been struggling with that, and that's something that we spoke about for days. So it was major for us to come out and do that tonight. Never know. Yes, man upstairs.
Dennis Smith Jr. tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Dennis Smith Jr. had 13 points. He had 6 rebounds. He had 8 assists. So big shout out to Dennis Smith Jr. And yes, we're gonna need Dennis Smith Jr. If Dennis Smith Jr. If the Knicks are going to do anything and contend for anything, we're gonna need Dennis Smith Jr. We're also going to need Frank Ntilikina. Right, and there's always the argument between Frank Ntilikina and Dennis Smith Jr. Obviously, Frank Ntilikina was picked one spot before Dennis Smith Jr. and there was the argument of who's going to be better for the Knicks and all this kind of stuff. Well, they both ended up being a New York Knicks. They're both on the Knicks, and for this team to be successful, they need both of their skills. Right? They need Frank Ntilikina to play defense the way that he plays defense and to knock down open threes. They need Dennis Smith Jr. to be electric and get to the basket and create the way that he can create. They need both of their skill sets because they don't have it all in one point guard. So they need both of these guys to step up. You know what I mean? And both of these guys can be critical to the future of this team. Whether or not we want to admit it as Knicks fans, and we always want to put them against each other, and I know I put the video out too, that had Dennis Smith Jr. versus Frank Ntilikina, and guys were arguing and all that kind of stuff. We need both of them guys. We need both of these guys to contribute to this team. Let's listen to Frank Ntilikina as he talks about the Knicks win the Knicks win against the Dallas Mavericks. Then I'm going to come back to the video chat, and I'm going to talk to Nate. I'm going to talk to Peter, my man from Belize. Let's get it, y'all. Then Frank Ntilikina right here.
All right. The atmosphere was huge. My goal just today, offensively, my shot didn't fall. But I was thinking, how can I bring something to my team on the other hand? So I would just try to go in and bring energy and set the tone. And all the team did that. And the crowd followed it. So it was a great night for us.
This said, Smith told him you want to dog. Kind of prompted that meeting.
Sorry?
What kind of led to that meeting? How do you feel like?
Just I think the work I put in all summer and even before during last season while I was injured, that allowed me to be just more comfortable and everything also in life, being more comfortable here in this country situation as an NBA player, in a set now. So my mind is all the way into basketball, and I'm ready to get to the next level. So I think that was the mindset, just get to the next level. And how can I get to the next level? By being a dog, asking questions, knowing where can I get better? How can I be a better player? How can I bring a lot to the team? And yeah, that's what go and talk to me. Yeah, I think I took up. At the end of anything, I'm trying to get to the level again and again. Build on that and go back to the gym and get better. Also for the team, we have something to do. Yeah. I think yeah. Can really give a lot of energy on this court, show a lot of things. Just gotta unlock something, and that will come with work, with practice, with not hesitating, doing anything, and just going and be willing to take the next step. So.
Was it
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I had a lot of time just to work on my game and on my mind. So, and do you think something? Yeah. Yes. I mean, it's next level now. I gotta see what I can do better here. Yeah. Definitely. You made a great point here. So that's the next level for our team. Building on a win and building on the way we played tonight. I think we played a great basketball. The ball moved well. Defensively, we were here, putting a lot of pressure. I mean, we were just playing good basketball, and we gotta think about how we played tonight and just bring it and not take a step back to on the next game. Yeah. No, it was something. I mean, the crowd is always always got our back. They always 100% with the team. I'm never a fan of just seeing the fan being booing anybody, but it's the Knicks and it's us. And the atmosphere tonight was amazing.
Look, Frank Ntilikina, man, what he did defensively tonight was big, even with his 5 fouls. And, like I said, the Knicks are going to need Frank Ntilikina. They're going to need Dennis Smith Jr. They're going to need both of those guys if they're going to be successful this season. both of those guys if they're going to be successful this season. So big shout out to both of those guys for playing well tonight. Hopefully, like Frank Ntilikina said, the Knicks can take the next step forward, and I would love to see them. Well, first of all, I would just want to see a win. I'll say that. Just want to see a win. But I would really like to see them guys go and, well, not go, but blow the Charlotte Hornets out. I would really, really love to see that happen. You know what I'm saying? Take all of this energy that they have, that they've developed, and that they brought with this game and blow the Dallas Mavericks out the water. That's what I would love to see happen. You know, will it happen? Well, I guess we're going to find out soon enough. That's what I want to see happen, all right? Let me give a couple of thanks to a couple of people with some super chats. All right. Big shout out to Raz Kamara. He said, we got the win. The Garden got to boo every superstar. Yes. Project X091. He said, ups to the stream, homie. Thank you. I appreciate you, my man. Big up to you. And thank you for shouting me out. Hopefully everybody hits that thumbs up. Keep smashing that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Do that for me. Said, dang, Sim, you look like Mark Jackson's son. Happy for the win for the Knicks. Ups to the whole team. Nah, I don't look like Mark. Hey, I mean, come on, man. Say I look like Mark Jackson's son. That's my man, though. Mark Jackson's my guy. I like Mark Jackson, especially Mark Jackson was my first introduction to a point guard in the NBA. So I'll take that. And Busy AL39, you said, thank you for the super chat. Hit me with a $20 super chat. I really appreciate you, bro. He said, Dennis Smith Jr. played well tonight. Really helped the win. Finally, another point guard on the floor instead of someone playing out of position. One healthy point guard would never get it done consistently. Shout out to the chat. Yes. And that's exactly what I was saying when we just listened to Dennis Smith Jr. and Frank Ntilikina. You need both of their skill sets because we don't have a point guard that brings all of that by themselves, right? So you got to have both of those skill sets. So both of those guys are going to be instrumental to this team doing well. You know, so big shout out to those guys there. Julius Randle, man, you know, let's take a listen. I want to take a listen to what Julius Randle has to say. And then I'm coming to you, Nate, and I'm coming to you, Peter, after we listen to Julius Randle. There's a lot of people disappointed in Julius Randle. So after we listen to Julius Randle, we're going to talk to Nate. We're going to talk to Peter. And, you know, I want to, you know, what are we going to do with Julius Randle? What are we going to do? I think, though, the pecking order is starting to show. And that's a good thing. We'll talk about that. But let's listen to Julius Randle and, you know, his take on this win over the Dallas Mavericks, ladies and gentlemen.
Stay together, stay with it, trusted each other, trusted the game. And, you know, we knew they would make a run, but we just stayed connected.
A lot of it was booze for people. What did it feel? Atmosphere feel different today?
Great, man. I feel like a playoff game. Fans behind us, cheering the whole game from start to finish. Amazing. MVP, man. The game. That's the Dennis we need. Every game, he's just going out there playing free. Not worried about anything. And, when he does that, he's super dangerous. Good for us.
Good. Yeah, big number. Expensive.
Yeah, he was good. He got some good stops. You know, made it tough for Luke down the stretch. He's connected defensively, but he didn't give Luke any breaks, so easy for him.
Gratitude.
Yeah, crowd was amazing. So, fans, you know, start to finish, you just feel the energy. When you walk in the building, warming up, it's pre-game stuff. So, we like Madison Square rocking like that.
You surprised Porzingis?
It's New York, man.
You did talk about.
It was good. Just trying to make the game easier. It's just the balance I'm trying to find right now. You know, how teams are playing me, so just trying to make the game easier and get myself easier.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Julius Randle. Julius Randle tonight had 17 points. He also had 10 rebounds. Before we talk about Julius Randle, I want to listen really quick to Marcus Morris talking about knocking down that big shot. All right, because he knocked down a big one, without a doubt. It's Marcus Morris. Oh, 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get that back to you. Let me stop this. Make sure that you can hear Marcus Morris, and then we'll get it back. All right, this is Marcus Morris.
Reaction after.
Yeah, man, felt like it. I'm excited. When somebody called me and said that's my Nick moment. So hopefully it's not the last one. And I'm just trying to keep pushing. Happy to have guys like Dennis Smith back, and it feels really good.
He said that's his Nick moment. That's Marcus Morris. He said that's his Nick moment. Or some people called him and said that was his Nick moment. Hopefully it's not his last Nick moment, at least for this season. All right. And also, he was guarding Kristaps Porzingis tonight. Kristaps Porzingis was guarding him. And he said, he thinks the crowd helped to get Kristaps off of his game, which I agree with. This is Marcus Morris.
Ever experienced something like that?
No,
game?
No. I've been to Phoenix, obviously San Antonio this year. It was another level, and it looked like it was a little rattled too. So it kind of helped us.
In the beginning, yeah, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and he definitely was. Kristaps Porzingis was definitely rattled. I want to give a big shout out before I get to the YouTube, the video chat. Richardson, thank you for the $10 super chat, man. He said this is for the 10K subs the other day. I appreciate that. We're on 10K. We're moving our way. We're pushing our way to 20K. That's the goal right now. Nate, I want to come to you. Then I'm coming to Peter. Then I'm going to come to Mark. And here's the question I want you guys to consider. Are we beginning to have a pecking order on this team? Especially between Marcus Morris and Julius Randle. I think there's already, are we beginning? I think we probably already have one. Tell me what you think. Nate?
Like a pecking order as far as who's going to be the scorer, or who's going to be the leader? Or,
who's the leader? Who's the guy, when it comes down to it, who's the guy that's going to say, give me the ball, I'm taking it?
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's definitely Morris. This guy, we signed him. I told people this guy is a vet, been battle tested. He's been with good teams. He knows when to take his opportunity and run with it. And that's kind of what he's doing. There is no clear-cut dude on this team, and he is kind of establishing himself as that person. And this is probably the first game that we've been in where it came down to the wire and who shot, and it was Morris. Like you said, I'm with you. If it's Morris with the ball in his hand, I trust that. If it goes in, great. If it doesn't go in, then hey, it's okay. But I want the ball in Morris's hands because he knows what to do. I think a lot of Knicks fans wanted it to be Randle, but the thing with Randle, and I'm gonna keep honing on this until this guy learns it. He's got to get a jump shot, man. He cannot bowl over everybody in this league. He's a big guy, but he's also not a very smart guy. I don't know if you watched that part of the game where he ran into KP. I didn't really see it. It was kind of a bang bang play, but I thought they were going to call charge on him. He got lucky, because it looked like he charged him. It looked like KP was in the right lane position. I don't know. I didn't. It was kind of quick, but it looked like I thought they were going to call charge on him because he usually gets that call. He usually gets that call against him is that he bowls over people. He's got to develop some kind of jump shot or work on a post game or something. He's just got to be more aware inside. And he doesn't need to have the ball all the time. He needs to move without the ball. He needs to trust the guys can get him in position, for him to make some moves. He doesn't have to be the guy that facilitates the offense or has to be the guy that's just gonna try to be the hero and go and bowl over somebody and get an offensive foul or get a turnover. He's just got to play within himself. And I don't know, man. I still don't see it. I think he's way too reckless with the ball. He still struggles on defense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I think I hope I'm wrong with this, but I think there's a possibility if he continues to struggle, you might see, and I know this is crazy to think, but you might see a possibility that they might try to trade him.
YouTube is the number one. I mean, I don't. You know, I'm not gonna say that it's not a possibility, man. I mean, that could definitely be a possibility.
He's young. He's talented. Can fit with other people and other systems. I mean, unless Fizdale really starts to utilize him in certain positions, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
Okay.
I mean, as much as they paid him, it wouldn't surprise me if they got to a point to where he's still struggling, that they just say, you know what, maybe we just need to try to trade him. You know, he's got a lot of value. Used at a high level with other teams. I don't know if he fits what we do, or does our coach really know how to utilize him?
Well, you know, I'm gonna say this. I don't know if they're gonna give up on him that quick. You know, that's someone. I don't think they'll give up on him that quick. You know what I mean? It's at least, and especially since you don't have and we'll see if Dennis Smith Jr. can turn into that guy. You know, hopefully he'll be back healthy again. In Charlotte, well, he's going to be back, but hopefully, you know, his mind is right and things are right. You know what I mean?
Well,
we'll see.
The reason why, kind of just my reasoning. The reason why is that people inside the organization want Knox art. They see the potential in Knox, and they realize that, hey, he's shooting a good clip from threes. He's been aggressive getting into the cup. Yes, his defense is terrible. I get that, you know, but there are a lot of players in the NBA. Their defense is terrible, but they can make up for the scoring.
Yeah.
And by getting rid of Randall, put Morris back at the 4, which I think that's where he belongs, and put Mitch back at the 5. Like, we're a different team with Mitch not at the 5.
Well, I mean, you know, we'll have to see. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
It's just speculation, but I'm just telling you. I think there are a lot of people inside the Knicks organization that want Knox to start, but they can't do that because
why do you think
Randall and they have Morris?
Well,
because Morris is one of the best players on the team.
No, but why do you think there's people? But why do you think there's people that want Knox to start right now?
Because he's 20 years old. He's shooting a clip. He's shooting 3-pointers at a good clip. Been aggressive. He's probably been one of the most improved players on the team that nobody really talks about because he doesn't get a lot of minutes. But when he gets into the game, he takes advantage of it. Now, yes, is he a liability on defense? Absolutely. Yes, his defense is terrible. It needs to get better. But offensively, he's shooting a good clip from 3. He's been very aggressive getting to the cup. I mean, usually when he comes into the game, he's pretty efficient. He doesn't look like he.
I mean, he is. But how much of it is the fact that he's playing against the second unit?
That's true, but I mean, we need shooters on the team, Sim.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I get that. I mean, I don't know. I don't think they're going to give up because just as much as, you know, Knox is, you know, someone that they drafted, Julius Randle is someone that they signed and committed big money to. So they're going to try to make that work. Always, we've had this conversation plenty of times, about guys starting. And I don't think it means anything if a guy isn't starting. Does it fit better in the lineup? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Eventually, he's probably going to be that starting 4 one day when he's stronger and he's better. But we got to, we got to understand these guys coming into the league and when they're ready, when they're not ready. And I can point to Pascal Siakam. I really want to point to him because so many people argue with me about Mitch Robinson starting or not starting, because I didn't think he was ready to start. And they're like, oh, if he's your franchise, then you got to start him. You got to do this, you got to do that. And it just doesn't happen to have to happen that way. One, starting like Evergreen was saying, starting, it's not just about starting, it's about the lineups and the matchups and stuff like that. But I point to Pascal Siakam because his first 2 years in the league, he didn't start. Started 5 games in his second year in the league. Started 5 games. Now he's older. He came into the league older. Right? He came into the league at 22 years old. He's 25 years old now. He's having a career year. Right? He's going to be the most improved player in the league. There's no doubt about it. He's going to be the most improved player in the league. He's averaging 27 points a game. He's killing right now. Right? He doesn't even have a great jump shot yet. Right? So he's killing. But he didn't start off that way. Right? He started 38 games as a rookie. Then the next season, he started 5 games. And then his third season, and now mind you, his third season, he's 24 years old. Then his third season, he started 70 whatever games. And then, of course, he's the man on the team right now. Sometimes we got to let these guys just develop and learn from other people first. We're so quick to say if you don't start, then you're not anointed as whoever you're going to be, the starting center or the starting shooting guard or the starting point guard. It doesn't mean that. Just because you're not the starter doesn't mean that you aren't the next one in line. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? The prince doesn't get the king's throne until he's the king. But everybody knows that the prince is going to take the throne. Just takes that patience, man. Just takes that patience. Peter, what's going on with you, man? What's going on with you? Good night to you, my brother.
Yeah, I really believe Nate brought up some very valid points. You do talk about a pecking order. Let's start with what you're asking first with Julius Randle.
Yeah. Could you do me, Peter? Could you do me one favor? I can hear it in the background. Could you turn that down in the back?
I'll mute it. Sorry.
Yeah. Appreciate that. Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So Julius Randle, you guys mentioned. Nate mentioned about possibly trading him. Mm-hmm. The reason is that he has the most value, and a lot of people question the Knicks choices in terms of free agency and like that. I look at this season as filling the cupboard with whatever you could have gotten in free agency. That's going to bring value in terms of trades. You never know how many draft picks you can get for a Julius Randle, and that is going to help us down the road. But the thing is, what Nate is pointing out to, and a lot of us are seeing, is that Kevin Knox has a legit possibility of down the road, not immediately. You're saying about the progression of Pascal Siakam. I see Kevin Knox as that gradual progression, probably in his 4th or even 5th year, being a legit starter because of his 3-point shooting ability. The problem with young players coming into league or playing basketball in general is that if the game doesn't dictate for them to play defense, meaning that the game is close or they have a lead, they tend to get lost in the game and you don't see the defensive effort. It's not everybody that's a Frank Ntilikina that can come in and have the presence of mind to play defense, regardless of what the score is. So that is definitely a testament to the mental fortitude that Frank Ntilikina is. But somebody that is offensive minded, like a Kevin Knox, I believe that you're going to see that defensive intensity get improve down the road. But if you want to see it game to game, I believe it's depending on where we are in the particular game, what the moment is. And I'm sure he has the physical tools. This guy has a ridiculous wingspan. He has the height. Yes, eventually he has to put on some pounds, but I see a lot of upside. But he needs the minutes because of his offensive prowess. He's very effective offensively. Now, when it comes to Randle, I think that we're seeing where Randle was effective with with New Orleans Pelicans with his 3-point shooting ability. He hit some pretty big 3-point shots in that game. So we need him less with the ball, playing off the ball and hit some 3-point shots, and I think he's going to be more effective. The next thing we see with Frank and with DSJ, I know we talk a lot about load management. What about confidence management and mind management? This guy took 2 weeks off and he came back like he's a new player. Like he had I don't know. He does look like a new confident player. And whatever that 2 weeks did for him, I hope that it's not just because it was the Dallas Mavericks and Kristaps Porzingis was coming home. Or coming back to the Garden, but we hope that this builds and we don't have to literally be looking towards the draft for a D'Angelo Ball or whatever his name is, LiAngelo, sorry. But if we can figure out our point guard situation with these two guys, and if we are for some reason a lottery team, which we possibly can, then hopefully we can be in position to get the guy Wiseman. I believe he's from Memphis. For me, that is more important moving down the road. Try and figure out our point guard situation right now. Develop Barrett, develop Knox, and see what you can get for Randall at the trade deadline, and then we just start from scratch. I would absolutely like to see us give Morris an extension. So that is, it's funny when you ask about pecking order about a guy with a 1-year contract compared to a guy that we gave a 3-year contract to, and the guy with the 1-year contract is the one that is going to get be the one to close out games. So that's automatically disqualifying Randall as that guy in New York. And I think Randall has to be the guy to leave, get traded, and see if we can keep Morris long term.
Okay. Well, we'll see. I guess the thing about, between Randall and Morris, Randall has a lot of flaws, obviously. The age, I think, is what they might be looking at between Randall and Morris, because Morris is 30 years old. When the Knicks, whenever they're ready to contend or be really, really good, Morris is going to be older, then what? So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this front office moves going forward. We're going to see how they move. You know what I mean? But I think right now, yes, there's definitely the pecking order being established, and that is a good thing. I think that's a good thing for Randall, though. I think if a pecking order is established and Marcus Morris becomes the guy, and I don't know if you can build, well, I'm not going to say I don't know. I don't think you can build a team around Marcus Morris being the guy. He hasn't proven that in his career, but it might be good for Randall, to be able to settle him down. He doesn't have to worry about trying to be the guy. He can just play basketball. That may help him out a lot and let the responsibility fall on somebody else. You know what I mean? That may help him out a lot. And then you see him, start to see him coming into his game. I do want to, I think I already gave this shout out, gave my, I did. Yeah, I wanted to give one more shout out. Baxwood Gritty. Thank you for the super chat. You said, I believe KP regrets being traded. That could be. I don't know. You seen him get ready to walk into the Knicks locker room. You know what I'm saying? And then he had to remember and turn around and go back to his locker room. Let me get to a couple phone calls. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping? I got about 10 minutes left, man.
Hello?
Yeah, what's going on with you, bro?
What's going on, Sam?
I'm chilling. How you feeling?
Salute to the show, man. Salute to the show. Congratulations on the subscribers, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Definitely appreciate that.
Cool. I got a couple of things to say. First of all, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. You got it.
Yeah, I got a couple of things to say. First of all, good game, everybody. The fans. Good game, everybody. But,
yeah, no doubt.
I think you're 100% right, Sam. A couple of minutes ago, you said this right here might be a growth process. I totally believe that, and it could just be frustrating when you see things like, tell me not, tonight, R.J. Barrett played during the foul time with a few seconds left on the clock. How can things like that? Like, we all know we're gonna lose. No, a lot of people didn't project over 30 wins this season, but just when you see things like that, it makes people want to say fire Fizdale. I'm not like fire Fizdale, but you can see how that comes out. Like, you just can't. Some things are just inexcusable for like a championship coach. And I'm glad we got Mitch, but he got to play more than 20 minutes a game. I think he needs a strong mentor. I'm not talking about a power forward. I know that KP was the main storyline, but look, man, if you see the energy out there in the game, I don't know if I'm making this up, but it kind of feels like Frank and Luka don't like Frank. He don't like playing Frank.
If somebody
he don't like it at all, and he can't hide his emotions. He's hyper competitive, and he kind of wears it on his face sometimes, man. I wouldn't be surprised if the main storyline going into future Mavericks games was along that lines, given all the pieces staying where they're at.
Okay. I mean, let me tell you, no player likes somebody defensively that's going to get up in them and give them trouble. You know what I mean? And they
gives him
bouncing.
real trouble, man. He doesn't get to do whatever he wants like he usually does.
Yeah, no doubt.
But another thing I wanted to mention was a lot of people in the chat calling for it, and I think Dotson plays like he wants to be a Knick. I feel like that's really key. He comes out there with the energy. He doesn't get much minutes when he comes out. Yeah, sometimes he takes a shot that we don't like, but he comes out there playing like he's trying to be a Knick. And speaking of people that I feel like would try to be a Knick, I'm gonna go totally left field here, man. And I'm gonna say, I want to hear your thoughts on this. This might be crazy. I had said DSJ with this little equation I'm about to say before, but after tonight, I'm going to pause off DSJ because I see how the duality at the point guard is kind of really useful to us right now.
Right.
I'm going to say, if we can give up Trier and Ellington for Mo Bamba, I'll be happy. We need a center. He's not a starter yet. And he's from New York, bro. I feel like he ain't gonna let people disrespect the Garden half as easy as somebody else would.
Yeah, I feel you, but you think? I mean, why would Orlando give up Mo Bamba for that?
They need scoring, bro. And we need a center.
But I think they're looking at Mo Bamba as, again, another guy that they're trying to develop for the future, man. I don't think they're gonna give him up. I don't think they're gonna give him up for Wayne Ellington, and they would like. I'm sure they would like Alonzo Trier, but I don't think they're gonna give him up for Wayne Ellington and Alonzo Trier. I don't think so. Yeah.
Hey, I could dream. We need a center, bro. Because you can see
another center.
Yes, exactly. That's what I mean.
Right, another center. Yeah. We definitely need somebody that can help Mitch block shots when he's not on the floor. We definitely need that. But hey, my man,
stay in the game more than 20 minutes. He's powerful. He's impactful, but it's like, man.
Yeah. Hey, but there's a lot of little things that he has to learn. He's gonna get it. He's gonna get it. By year 3, when he's gonna be bigger, stronger, knows the game.
He definitely needs to be stronger. His screens would definitely be helped by that. Somebody said that in the chat. It was that. Oh, Mark said that in the chat. It was facts. He needs to be stronger. His screens it help his screens a lot.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, my man, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling in.
All right.
Peace, man. And listen, the Brooklyn Nets lost tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I want to see how the media attacks this. All this talk about the Knicks. And if you're watching right now, look, let me put this on a different. Oh no, I got it on the screen. If you're watching right now, feel free to record this on your phone, right? Or however you capture it and put it out. Feel free to do it. I want everybody to hear it, and I want the media to hear it too. How are you guys going to react, media? Because right now, the Brooklyn Nets, they're 4-7. Right? That's their record right now. They're 4-7. The Knicks are 3-9. Okay, maybe they didn't have the front office stand in front of the media and, say whatever they said. Maybe they didn't do that. But they're the ones who spent way more money than the Knicks bringing in Kyrie Irving, right? Bringing in DeAndre Jordan, bringing in Kevin Durant. We know Kevin Durant's not playing, but they're not supposed to be 4-7 right now, are they? Are they supposed to be 4-7? But we don't hear a peep. We don't hear a damn thing about the Brooklyn Nets being 4-7. But we hear all the jokes and all of this and all of that about the Knicks. But the Nets right now, they're on a 3-game losing streak. Talk about that. The Knicks are 3-9. The Nets are 4-7. And maybe they will end up with a better record. But at least, be fair about it, though. Be fair about it, though. You know what I'm saying? Be fair about it. So I want to see what's in the paper tomorrow. But no, it's all going to be about KP came in, the Knicks won a good game. And can they duplicate it? And, what's going to happen over the next 15 games because the schedule is getting tough and everyone's going to ignore the Nets. Talk about the Nets being 4-7. I want to see y'all do that. Get to another phone call. Caller, you on live with Nothing But Knicks, man. What's popping with you? I got like 5 minutes left, man, so I'm trying to get it all in. I'm about to come back to the video chat
no problem.
real soon.
John from the chat. Shout out to you. Love the show.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, just wanted to say this is a great win. I'm hyped. Can't stop cheesing. I got home like, oh, they win it. But it's lit. I'm not even going to waste your time, but they just got to ride the momentum. We got to give these kids time, and that's it. We're going to be all right.
All right, man. No doubt about it. I feel you.
That's
I feel you. I love the energy,
and
dude.
all I have to say is, Melo.
No doubt. Yeah. That's right, man. I'm excited to see what Melo's going to do in Portland. Portland hasn't been playing well, right? Portland right now they're 4-8.
Right.
They're hoping that Melo's going to help them, pull this back together. We'll see what's up,
Melo
man.
hungry. He going to put in that work. That's a fact.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this. I can't wait. I'm going to be watching Portland Trailblazers games.
But shout out to the chat. Shout out to you, Sim. I'm not going to waste your time. That's all I got to say.
Appreciate
we got to ride
brother.
the momentum. That's it. Let's get it.
All right, let's get it. No doubt. Peace to you, bro. Yes, sir. Carmelo Anthony, man, finally found a team. I feel good about that. Glad he finally found a team. Carmelo Anthony signed with the Portland Trailblazers. Let's take a quick look around the league, ladies and gentlemen, and some of the scores of the night. And then after that, I'm going to talk to the guys that's in the video chat after we look at some of the scores of the night. All right. Obviously, you already know that the Knicks defeated the Dallas Mavericks 106. See if I can get it over here. 106-103. Other games around the league, the Miami Heat defeated the Cleveland Cavaliers 108-97. The Milwaukee Bucks defeated the Chicago Bulls 124-115. New Orleans Pelicans scored 132 points. They beat the Clippers, who scored 127 points. Right now, the Clippers are a little bit underwhelming. They're 7-5. Thought they might be a little bit better than that. The Phoenix Suns, who are 7-4, they're a surprising team, surprising Phoenix Suns. They beat the Atlanta Hawks tonight, 128-112. And the Denver Nuggets, they beat the Brooklyn Nets, 101-93. The Nets, ladies and gentlemen, are 4-7 on the season. The Nuggets are 8-3. All right, let's take a look at the standings right now. This is the Eastern Conference standings that you're looking at right now. Boston Celtics are on a 9-game win streak, ladies and gentlemen. This is a team that we got coming up soon. They're on a 9-game win streak. They're 9-1 on the season. Miami Heat. A lot of people asked me why I thought the Miami Heat would be a playoff team, and people didn't, they were like, I don't think so. They're 8-3, and I think they're going to be a playoff team. The Milwaukee Bucks are 8-3. Toronto, they're 8-3. And hey, let me tell you something, man. Pascal Siakam, he's having a career year, and they're tough. Philadelphia 76ers, they're 7-4. The Pacers are 7-4. And then when you get to the 7th and 8th seeds, man, they're both 4-7. Hawks are 4-7. The Magic are 4-7. Obviously, it's just the beginning of the season, and a lot can change, over the next 70 or whatever games. Right? The Cavaliers are 4-7. Charlotte's 4-7. The Nets are 4-7. All right, the Knicks, they're 3-9, and they're just a game and a half out of that 8th seed. I know I sound like Fizdale, but it's the truth. They're just a game and a half out of that 8th seed. In the Western Conference, the Los Angeles Lakers, they are 9-2 on the season, and they put it together pretty quick so far with Anthony Davis and LeBron James. They put it together pretty quick. The Houston Rockets are 8-3. The Denver Nuggets are 8-3. The Utah Jazz are 8-3. The Phoenix Suns, like I said, surprising everyone, they're 7-4. The Minnesota Timberwolves are surprising people. They're 7-4. Andrew Wiggins is having himself a career year so far. He's about to break out. If he continues to play the way he's playing, he's averaging 25 points a game. He might break out. The Clippers, a little bit underwhelming. They're 7-5. The Dallas Mavericks, they're now 6-5. The Spurs are 5-6. Sacramento, they're 4-6. The Thunder are 4-7. Grizzlies 4-7. The Portland Trailblazers, is really surprising that the Trailblazers are 4-8 on the season. We'll see if they come back and start to climb up the charts, and if Melo's going to be able to help those guys out. You know what I'm saying? And listen, we always talk about the possibility of players becoming disgruntled and wanting out. I'm watching Damian Lillard out there in Portland. I'm just saying. I'm not saying I'm just watching. I'm just watching Damian Lillard out there in Portland. All right. I got 2 guys left here in the video chat, man. Talk to you guys real quick, and then I'm getting out of here. Oh, 3 guys left. I see Nate just peeped his head up. All right. Mark?
Yo.
Knicks, are they going to beat Charlotte?
I hope so, because, man, I had a great night tonight, and I just want to keep that same positive energy going on to the next game. I just want to see the resistance that we had tonight. It was a lot of pushing around, a lot of moving plays out of these spots, and disrupting offense, because Dallas offense was looking shaky tonight, bro. They wasn't executing as they normally do. So I just want to see that the rebounding, but the shot making, take them and make them. But we need to take more shots to get more possessions. That's what we need to do to actually win a game or to stay in games. We can't be trading shot for shot. We can't do that. So again, let's duplicate what we did. We play in the Garden tomorrow against Charlotte, or we go to Charlotte?
We play at the Garden. That's Saturday. We play at the Garden.
Okay, so if the fans could duplicate some of what tonight, because it ain't gonna happen again unless KP come back next week. But if they could duplicate it and be in the times where the Knicks really need it, like the fourth quarter tonight, where we was looking kind of shaky and we didn't know where to go offensively.
Mm-hmm.
And just the energy from the fans just gave them the power. So let's take more shots, take quicker shots to get more possessions on the offense. And then, just play the same defense, man. And again, if Dennis Smith could play like this tonight, we would look like a functioning offensive team, period. That's it. But tonight was great. I had time, I had a great time. A lot of, bro, it was nuts. I've been to a lot of Knicks games. This is probably the best Knicks game I ever paid for, bro. And it was hefty, but it didn't even feel like that when you was in there. But it was a great night. I just hope we could duplicate that and do what we did on defense. Mostly it was on defense, because we did play great defense tonight, man. We really, really did.
Okay. The only thing I want to say to you, Mark.
Yes.
The only thing I want to say to you is I am so very glad that you did not wear a KP jersey to the game.
Oh, no. I did.
You said, huh?
I did.
And you didn't get beat up?
No, I got cursed out, though.
Bro. Okay. You got cursed out. What they say to you? What they say to you? What happened?
Some of the stuff, bro, it was like Streets of Rage. I was going at families, bro. if I could repeat the things people were saying, bro, seriously, like I could have gotten into a fight tonight, bro. Literally, it was that crazy in there. Yo,
they was coming at you, huh?
Sam, you heard all types of racist slur. It was at one point they was calling the boy a rapist. They was wilding. They was wilding. Yo, it was. I ain't gonna front. If the Knicks could do that to every star in the league, they will be shook. They will be shook. They will be shook. Because they was ready to pop on Porzingis if they seen him out in the open. Knicks fans was ready tonight. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah,
they was lock and loaded.
Yep. All right.
Almost felt bad for him too, like when he was doing it, because it's like I'm being there as a fan of his, and it was just hard. It was hard. It was hard tonight.
Tell me the truth. Tell me the truth, Mark. Tell me the truth, Mark. You took the jersey off. You took the jersey off, didn't you? Don't lie.
Oh yeah, no. I took the jersey off after the game because I was mad.
No. I mean, while you was at the Garden, after everybody started going off, you got a little nervous. Like, let me take this and tie it around my waist or something.
Nah, Mark don't get nervous. I took it off when I got on the train. No, I was a little because I want to. Honestly, Sim.
Come on, just tell the truth, man. Tell the truth. Don't front. Tell the truth.
Hold on. I wanted Dallas to smack us so bad because tonight the game was on TNT. It was televised, and if we'd have lost by like 20 and got smacked, Dolan, because I seen Dolan. Dolan looked like if this didn't go the way it went tonight, someone would have got fired tonight. And I wanted it just to get Steve Mills out the office, but we got the dub. It's cool, but this is one of the nights. If we'd have lost bad, it would have looked like a shit show tomorrow.
Bro, he's not
Someone
moving.
would have got fired.
He's not moving. He's not moving Steve Mills, man. He's not moving Steve Mills.
You don't think so?
No.
But they all don't notice though.
That's his boy. I know that's his boy. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't think he is, man. I think that's his boy.
Sam,
maybe he will.
The tension that was in there tonight, bro. It was. Listen, if it went left, bro, I don't know what Dolan would have done. Dolan would have went rogue tonight. The way he was looking, bro. I saw him.
I bet.
If the shit would, he was like, thank God we got the win. But if it would have went left, he was ready to put down his gavel. He was ready. But it was a good win tonight. I was rooting for both teams at the same time. It was hard for me.
Yeah, traitor. He's a traitor. Rooting for both teams. He's a traitor. That's what that was. Guillermo, coming to you, man.
Man. What's up? Can we beat Charlotte? When is that, tomorrow night?
Saturday.
I think it's gonna be
Saturday.
Oh, I'm sorry, Saturday. Apologies. I think it's gonna be tough, man, because again, man, we have these emotional wins. We you know what the Knicks are missing right now, Sim? We don't have an identity where we find, it sounds so corny, but we find something within ourselves. Like we could pull out wins from something that makes us like greater as a sum versus individual parts. Like greater as a sum of players coming together and playing for something, right? Guys are playing on 1+1 type contracts. Guys know they're not going to be here. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, you got the win. It's fine. It's nice. But they don't feel like a long-term, draw into the team outside of RJ, who I think is going to be special. But, you know what I mean? So I hope so badly, because like Mark said, I was there with Mark. I didn't hear the racist stuff because I was on another side, but I know on the other side they're calling KP an a-hole, and I can only imagine in Mark's section what they're calling him. But when I saw little kids that, people weren't telling us, hey guys, can you not curse in front of the kids? Like when we were calling KP an a-hole and FKP, the little kids were joining in. Like it was beautiful, man. It was just great to see
beautiful.
people.
Little kids were joining in, and it was beautiful.
It was look, they're gonna listen to Little Pump and Little this and Little that anyway. So you might as well get them to curse under a good cause, which is against KP. Why they don't have to listen to F this? They're already doing dabs. If kids knew what dabs were, they would be like, "What? Wow, that's rad." They're already doing dabs. Dabs is when you cough when you're smoking a dab because it's so strong. So you might as well indoctrinate these kids on bad things revolved around good causes, like getting around KP, man. This is what I'm telling you, Sim. When we were younger, man, We didn't mess with the Pacers. We didn't mess with the Heat. We didn't mess with the Bulls. We didn't like any of these teams, man. And because the Knicks have been losing for so long, and because the nature of basketball is not strong like that anymore, especially New York, where we hate everybody. We're losing so much. It is beautiful to see that old 90s, old school Japanese freaking feudal type of atmosphere where it's like, I don't like your city. I don't mess with your team. I'm not friends with you. And I hate you because you're not my basketball team. We need to bring that back into the Garden, man. So if I get some rich kids, some rich little kids to chant FKP, if I get some tourists to come in with me, if I get, the Asians, the Indians, the Pakistanis, the this and that, the Japanese, the Africans, if we can all unite and hate every team under the sun, man, I am happy. It is beautiful. I want that culture back in New York. And what I saw tonight, man, this Knicks team better not let that go, man. Because the way we played tonight, man, if they can do that for 4 or 5 games, say we go 3-2 the next 5 games, say we go, 6-4 the next 10 games, man. I think you can start to build a culture where it's like, all right, we got into KP's head. Let's see what we can do to these other teams, man. And you start to win. Oh, guys are starting to shift around. Don't let what the fans gave you tonight, Knicks, don't let that go to waste, man. Because right now, outside of all the things that are going on with Steve Mills, with Fizdale, all the turmoil that's going on with the front office, players don't know what's happening, man. Look, build with the fans, man. Because like I said, man, the Knicks have been losing for years and the fans are always there. There are teams like the Celtics. I remember 2007, they were empty. Empty. But Knicks always have it. Don't abuse your fans, Knicks players, man. Build with us, man, and just work hard. We just ask, hey, Knox, when you're on defense, be aware. Hey, Julius Randle, stop trying to think you're God, Shem God, and just make a direct play to the basket, man. If you don't have it, pass it back out. You know what I mean? Play smart. Frank, hey, when you have the open shot, shoot the open shot. Be aggressive. That's it. Play to the fervor and emotions that we're trying to give you, man. Build with us. That's all I'm saying, son.
Okay.
Sorry for the rant, but
all
it was
right.
beautiful tonight, man.
So just let me ask you, man. Melo in Portland.
Yo, son, why do you do that, man?
I just asked you a question. Just ask you a question. Melo in Portland.
You know you're a funny dude, right? Because I knew when you said, yo, I'm gonna mute him after this, it clicked in my head. I was like, I knew this jerk was gonna talk about this stupid Melo. Look, put it like this, man. I don't know. I haven't watched too much of the Blazers, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Nurkic is playing, but
I don't think he's not playing yet. He's not playing yet.
Not playing it, right? So it's him. So it's it's Dame, is McCollum. I think Amino's not there anymore, right?
No, I think Al-Farouq Amino is. I don't know where he is now, but I don't think he's there.
They traded that kid Leonard, who I thought was decent. Now he's on the Heat. I don't really know their roster.
They picked up the center from Miami.
Hassan Whiteside. Yeah,
Hassan Whiteside.
I don't know how he's doing. But you know Hassan Whiteside, dude. He's such an emotional player. He'll give you a 22 and 15 one game, and then because he didn't get his Pop-Tarts didn't come out right, and he's all angry for the day, he'll give you 9 and 5 and then argue with everybody. So he's one of those mature players. You don't depend on him. You're just happy if he can produce a little bit. But with Melo, man, I'm just trying to think of where he'll fit. I mean, if he's coming off the bench, I guess that would fit him because, again, they play really a two-man game. Even when they had Nurkic, because remember, Nurkic got hurt right before the playoffs and then came back. This was like 2 years ago, right? And it's like, I think ever since then, they were like, all right, screw it. Let's just have it a McCollum and Dame Lillard system. And look, it got into the Western Conference Finals last year. I don't think they'll get – I'm not sure. Because
they're not getting there this year, man.
But Carmelo Anthony come off the bench being a scorer, being a volume scorer where they just give him the ball. I don't know how fresh he is. I don't know. I guess he's been trained or whatever, his stupid little videos or whatever.
He should be fresh. He ain't been playing, hasn't played in a year. It should be fresh.
That don't mean nothing, Sim. That don't mean that. There's a difference between you being fresh as in, hey, I've been going to the gym every day versus I've been playing ball every day, man. Playing ball as in NBA ball. I'm not talking about going to the gym and having some scrawny trainer.
Well, I mean, obviously he can't play NBA ball. He can't play NBA ball because he wasn't in the NBA. This is who they have right now. This was their starting 5 against the Toronto Raptors the other day. Damian Lillard, point guard, of course. C.J. McCollum, Hassan Whiteside, Nazir Little, and Rodney Hood at small forward. That's their starting 5.
Rodney Hood. Oh, yeah. But Rodney Hood, I remember last year looked better. So
right? And
Yeah,
then
he is shaky. He'll be
off the
consistent.
bench, they have Anthony Simons, they have Kent Bazemore, they got Scal, Labizier, Mario Hazonia, Moses
This thing
Brown,
I'm
Jalen
thinking about with
Horde,
Melo,
Anthony
right?
Tolliver,
And
Gary
I
Trent.
the thing with Melo is that he's going into a system that basically says is going to say there's really no system because he's probably going to most likely come off the bench. It's going to be a system where it's like, do what you want. Hey, score. Just try to fill up the stats. He's not going to defend. He's not playing with a system where he's asked to shoot in the perimeter. He's not going to probably rebound too much. He's not going to do much really. So the Blazers, I think, they're stuck because what would fit them is probably another 3-and-D player, maybe an athletic big who can rebound, do all the dirty work for them. Putting Melo there, I don't know how that really helps them aside from when McCollum and Dame are on the bench. Maybe you could try. Again, Melo's not an efficient player like that. And the game, his top end, that speed is gone. So he's going to be just doing, bobbing the ball up and down for 8 seconds under the basket, waiting for somebody to jump for it. You know what I mean? So he's basically going to be a
We'll see what happens, man.
Shooter, a glorified spot up shoot. I don't know. He can't be anybody. I'm not itching on him. I'm happy he's back in the league. But you know what, Sim? Forget even what I want. I hope all that crying, all that sanctimonious garbage he was putting on that Stephen A. Smith interview.
Look how he's hating on him. Look how he's hating on him.
I hope he shows that same attitude when he's on the Blazers and he's not a team killer or he doesn't complain and all that stuff, man. Because you're 38 years old. You're the only other guy from LeBron James's
well, he's not 38. He's not 38. You're exaggerating. He's not 38.
I'm sorry, he's not 30. He's not 38. I was just hoping.
Come on, man. Exaggerate. Exaggerate.
How do you feel about it, Sim? How do you feel about it? Since this is your man.
How do I feel about it?
Too, man.
I feel like it's a good place for him to be right now. You know what I mean? You know Damian Lillard is going to be the guy. Right? He's going to have to, sit back and let Damian Lillard be the guy. CJ McCollum. Now I thought he should have went. I didn't know how everything was. I would have liked to have seen him there last year after everything went down. I don't know what that whole what all the inside workings and stuff like that were like. I think he's in a place where they will let him just be Melo. We'll see how it impacts the team though.
Right.
And I think he's in a place where they don't have. Especially with Nurkic not being there, they don't have the inside scoring. And he might be able to provide some of that inside post-up scoring. Get him on the low block, get him on the mid block on the elbow, and let him go to work. And I think that will definitely help the Blazers because they're strictly a guard-oriented outside team. They have no inside presence.
Right.
And I think that's where he would fit in. And hopefully he's not going there thinking he's going to be the man. If he's going there thinking he's going to be the man, then he's mistaken and it's not going to work.
Again, the hardest thing is trying to tell a superstar they're no longer a superstar, man.
But I think he hopefully he realizes that right now. He's been out the league for a year. Nobody wanted him. Hopefully he realizes that. We'll find out. He's going to have his chance to live up to everything that he said. So we'll see. I'm trying to find this Kristaps Porzingis interview. People keep asking me to play the interview, but I can't find it.
What is
the post-game interview from tonight's game? I don't know. The post-game interview for tonight's game, but I can't find it anywhere.
Let me see. I'll
I'm trying to find it. If you can find it, throw me the link. Put the link in the video chat. Nate, I'm coming to you. I want to find out from you about do you think the Knicks can beat Charlotte? Or do you think they're gonna beat Charlotte?
Well, first and foremost, Al Farouk is on the Orlando Magic.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think they can, man. I mean, I don't know if you saw Terry Rozier. I mean, he had a killer game. I think was the last outing. He shot a lot of threes in that game. So once again, Frank's gonna have to really be on his P's and Q's when it comes to these guards. I mean, outside of Terry Rozier, maybe Miles Bridges. I'm not really worried about their roster.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Knicks should hopefully come with energy and put this game away early. The problem I'm concerned about with the Knicks is that all our wins have been off of emotion. the Bobby Portis game, the Dennis Smith playing against Dallas, then the other one, KP's when they played in Dallas. It's all been emotion because of a player maybe that got traded and played against the old team, or a player that was on our team that played against us. So hopefully they can break that trend. I think they have to. We got to come out with energy, because just because we beat Dallas does not mean that the dogs won't start barking again if we lose.
Right.
This is kind of just quieting it down right now, and we gotta put some wins together. You mentioned Damian Lillard. I'm only gonna say this once. If there is any kind of inkling that Damian Lillard wants out of Portland, I'm only going to say this once, Sim. You do whatever you can. You move heaven and earth to get that guy on your team, because he is a game changer. And I promise you, if we can get him on our team, this team will go far. Because Damian Lillard is the ultimate, shot maker, the ultimate closer, big time maker. I mean, poise, he's got all the accolades you want in a guy.
Okay. All right.
And he would lead this team deep into the playoffs.
Yeah. All right.
He's that good. He's that good.
Yeah. All right. Let me get to this KP interview, man, and then I'm gonna get up out of here, because I found it. So this is Kristaps Porzingis, ladies and gentlemen, tonight after the game. And I haven't heard it yet, so I'm listening to it for the first time. I want to hear what he's going to say. This is Kristaps Porzingis after the game tonight. And let's take a listen to what KP had to say.
What'd you make of the crowd? That was pretty loud. Pretty loud. Yeah, but it was tough that we didn't get the win. Sucks that we didn't get the win. Their fans are really, really passionate, of course, and it was no different tonight.
Is it? Do you think that reaction is fair, given that you were traded?
I mean, I don't know if it's fair or not. It's what they know. It's what they've heard, the fans. I don't really think about that too much. It is what it is, and we came here to win a game. We're frustrated that we didn't get it done. They played good basketball. They got the crowd into it from the beginning. They hit some big shots. They played well. They had high energy throughout the game. So it's a tough one for us.
How did the crowds? First of all, welcome back.
Thank you.
How did the crowd's reaction affect you?
I wouldn't say it affected me. I heard it, of course. It was pretty loud, as I said. But I try to play my game and stay focused and not think too much about what's going on the outside.
What is it about the Knicks now? They've beaten you twice in 1 week, and they have trouble beating everybody else.
I think they probably came into these games a little more extra motivated, and then we kind of gave them life early on, especially, and make them feel that they can play and they can play well, and it's just one of those nights, things didn't go our way as much as we wanted to, and they really did play well.
What was it like coming back here, though?
Good. I mean, I love the city, as I said. I miss it, and it was cool to be back here, play here at the Garden. So it's good.
What happened to the offensive quarter? You guys only got.
Yeah. We got a little stagnant maybe late in games. Couldn't really get it going. Got to look at the film and figure that out. We gotta be able to be more effective when the pressure is high.
Guys, first losing streak of the season. How do you bounce back on Saturday?
How do we bounce back? Have a better game than this one. We know we can do better. So going to the next game and play better.
Well, this night's over now. This whole thing is over now.
It's not that big of a deal. I knew it was going to be like this, and I was excited to come back. And I don't really think about that too much. I came in here, wanted to win the game. I'm happy that there's emotion. would suck to play when nobody's cheering or booing. So kind of cool, and I like it. Whatever it is, if it's emotion, it's good. So I enjoyed it.
During the national anthem, we'll go back to last. Those bother you at all?
No, I didn't really hear him.
I know you had a certain amount of fans' reaction as Raj.
No, I mean, not really. I was expecting this, So as I said, it's I prefer this than neutral. Like emotion is good, good or bad. It means people care, and especially the Knicks fans. They're very passionate, and it was a fun night. I liked it.
I think the reaction was fair. That was fair to you afterward.
Again, it doesn't really matter. I'm not gonna try to win them over now. It is what it is. I understand where they're coming from. And this what happened in the past. It's in the past. I'm with a new team right now, and I just want to win games with my team right now.
Couple more for KP.
It was loud. It was loud. It was loud. But as I said, it was cool. It's good. It's cool. Say it again, please.
Is this the loudest you've heard them build?
You mean in a negative way or just in general?
Just in general.
General, no, probably not. We had some good moments also when I was here, when I was playing here. Some tight games and some game-winning shots and things like that. So, crowd is always loud here, and it's always especially as a home team to play here and to win games. It's one of the best places for sure.
Carmelo.
Yeah, I'm happy for him. I'm really happy for him. I'm just seeing it too, so that's good. I'm happy.
And that's Kristaps Porzingis, ladies and gentlemen.
ESPN.
Go ahead and pause that right there. Or let me turn the sound off. There we go. That was Kristaps Porzingis, ladies and gentlemen. Clearly dejected over losing to the Knicks and, the response that he got from the crowd. I guess he said he expected the response from the crowd. He kind of is trying to, throw it off his back and say, it didn't really matter as much and those type of things. But it was clear to me in that first quarter that it impacted him and it shook him a little bit. You know what I'm saying? There had to be some fear. There had to be some nerves there. It was clear to me that it definitely impacted Kristaps Porzingis. And so he could try to throw it off as much as he wants to. It is what it is. It's over with now. He doesn't have to deal with it. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him go on and play really well after this. You know what I'm saying? Because that's something that you get past it, you get it done. Now it's over with. You don't have to think about it. Because somewhere in the back of his mind, I'm sure he was thinking about, oh man, I'm gonna have to go to the Garden, and not that it's gonna impact his whole game. But I'm pretty sure he wanted to, get this out the way, get it past. Now it's done. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go on and play really well for the remainder of the season. But it's a great win for the Knicks, man. Great win for the Knicks. We swept them. And Nate, real quick, man, I'm going to give you 20 seconds.
This was his call. This team has a bright future, and he could have been one of the cornerstones of this team. And but he decided to push his way out, and hey, see what happens.
Yeah. All right. Well, to me, and Nate, I know you guys might have missed the first part. He said he sounded a little bit shaken in that interview, which he did sound a little bit shaken. I'm going to say this. I don't know if you know about this, Nate, but I'm sure people in the chat know about this. If you guys think back to when Nas ethered Jay-Z, and then Jay-Z went on Hype 97, and he was shook. That's what KP sounded like in some parts of the interview. And if you don't know, go back and listen, look it up on YouTube, the Jay-Z interview on Hot 97 after Ether, and he was shook, he was stuttering, and Andrew Martinez was like, what the heck was this? Kind of, KP sounded a little bit like that, just a little bit. Anyway, man, ladies and gentlemen, I'm up out of here. All right. Just as a quick reference, although the night is over, for those who are still here, remember, from now on, I'm going to have these 2 screens up. Okay. So if you're on a laptop or if you're on a computer, and you're looking at your screen, go down to the bottom of the screen, and you'll see a briefcase. And the briefcase will have 2 arrows. And when you click on that briefcase, you'll be able to see 2 different screens. There's 2 cameras, right? And in that camera, you can click on and listen to me, or you can check out the video chat. Now, the video chat is kind of silent now. It was bumping a little bit earlier. It's kind of silent now. You know what I'm saying? Because, we're on the way out. So it's only Nate and Mark in the chat. But just check it out, because after the Charlotte game, I'll have the same thing up. All right? I'll have the same thing up after the Charlotte game. So we'll always have a conversation going in the chat. You'll have a conversation going with me. You can switch back and forth to check them both out. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and put the link in the YouTube chat right now, just so you can see it, and then I'm out of here. Okay, because I know, a lot of you guys got to get to work in the morning and all that good stuff. All right. So, right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm putting it in the chat. You guys can, make sure you check this out so that for Tuesday night's game. It's Tuesday night's game. Saturday night's game, I'll be on. We'll have the double screens going once again. Check out the double screens. It's pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you guys want to hear these guys in there arguing. All right, right here. I'm putting the link in it right now. You can click on that link and you'll be able to see the other screen. All right, click on that link. You can see the other screen. All right. So, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys. All right, make sure you go check out the double screens. Okay, we got 2 screens going on, so you can hear the video chat and the discussions that they're having. And if you guys want to say bye to each other, so people that just joined it can hear you guys talking, so they can get a taste of what's happening, you guys can check out the video chat and hear conversations that they're having. You can check me out, so you can see the conversation, obviously, that I'm having with everyone. And that's it, man. That's it. Appreciate it, H. Thank you. I appreciate it. Congrats on the 10K. I appreciate it. But yeah, man, we're staying innovative. We're doing things. We're trying to innovate and grow. Keep going. I'm out, ladies and gentlemen. All right, make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Oh, and the last thing, you're buying tickets. I know you want to buy tickets now. Go to SeatGeek.com. Use the code word NBK, and you'll get $20 off your first purchase. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here for the night. I'll catch you guys tomorrow, 2 o'clock tomorrow. Okay, make sure you're with me tomorrow, 2 o'clock, as we do a game preview. The Charlotte Hornets come to the Garden and take on the Knicks. Game preview, 2 o'clock tomorrow. I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.
That's the deal.